What's cracking, guys? I went ahead and restarted the live because I wanted a fresh start on it. Get my little station. What up, Crumbly? What's up, Crumbly? What's your name, man? Are you a man or I think you're a dude, right? Some of you people, I don't know what you guys are, man. I don't know your names. All I know is that you're a Crumbly Hawk. But it's hard to remember everybody's names. It's a lot easier if they have it in their account. But I get it. What's going on? Trying to get set up here. Just got out the sauna. Yeah to all that. What's up, Greg? How you doing, family? What's cracking tonight? Gotta get a documentary going or something here. How's it going, Stokely? Matrix real. Put the life on it, right, Joey? That's why I got this right here, man. Blue pill is simply right there, dude. It's right there. You know what I mean? Blue pill's the exit button. Bounce out fast. You know what I mean? So I tell people, if you don't want to know the truth, dude, people hate me because I tell them about the stuff that controls them. People are not ready for the red pill. You know what, Heather? You wouldn't think so, but there's a lot of people that are, fam. There's a lot of people that are. And that's what I'm here for, man. Because I'm here to say, if you want the red pill, guys, I got to explain to you, just like Morpheus did in The Matrix. Go watch The Matrix, please, if you haven't seen it yet. Your twin just sent it to you. This is about escaping the Matrix. This is about escaping the Matrix, fam. How do we do it? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know all the answers, but I'm going to tell you right now, I can get you close to getting out. Where do you find the video on the pink salt? All over my page. All over my page, fam. I've made 4 variants now of the pink salt because I want it to be fresh and hit the For You page. I don't want to keep reposting. Yep, we're back, Rach. We're back. I got out of the sauna. I was in there just huffing and puffing on the Matrix, and it was killing me first. It was killing my freaking... It's intense. The sauna is no joke. That's more of like a relaxing thing. But if I'm like huffing and puffing, like trying to explain stuff using energy, it's hard. You woke up spiritually 2020. That's going to be around the 19. That's going to be right around, a lot of people woke up during C19. Right? C19 woke people up. They said, wait a second. Where did this come from? They said, wait, this don't seem right. This don't add up. It seems like they designed it like a matrix, right? And then you're like, all right, fuck that. You're like, I'm not falling for it. And you're like, I already fell for it in this matrix already. Chances are, if you've been alive, you fell for some kind of trick, right? So you're like, at this point, fam, no more tricks for me, right? Then all of a sudden they had this convenient little thing that was a cure-all for everything. How do you get the healthy food with the Bill Gates putting the vaccine? So you guys, first we need to understand that there's it's tough. Don't get me wrong, because the plants are messed with a lot. But if you're going to the plants more, that's the first step, because they mess with the plants. Don't get me wrong, they put stuff in the plants too. But the box foods, they've got the extra. You know what I mean? They got the extra toxins. So we've got to first decipher that part. We got to go clean up the diet. We've got to clean up the diet. I hate it because that's what makes the Matrix, acceptable. And now I can't partake in the diet. So now I'm still in the Matrix, and I'm trying to Morpheus people out of the Matrix. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm still here. It's all around us. Once you put on the glasses of equity, once you take the blinders off, right? Because we all got these blinders on. You can call it put on the glasses of enlightenment or however. But we're blinded. That's the nuance. Did I take that? I did not, family. I've been awake for like, I don't know, it's 16 years now. And I was even kind of awake before that even. But I was awake enough for the past 16 years to not be falling for those tricks. Just discernment, I guess, just taught me like, yeah, bro, this is 1000% false. So we're going to not partake in this false light, this false matrix. I was very lucky. I'm very lucky and blessed for that. You're 17, okay? Helping people break out the matrix. That's what's up, Crumbly. All right, I see you. Keep it up. Keep it up. You're doing God's work. You're doing your own work. You're doing your own work. So how do we get out the matrix, right? I went over this earlier. I probably got a whole new group of people. Yeah, it doesn't matter? Okay, so here's a good example, bud. So if it doesn't matter, so then let's go do heroin, dude, because heroin's like a really good drug. Like, it'll get you feeling good. Let's go just get trashed every night, right? Let's go partake, because everything's toxic. Let's just go partake in a bunch of toxic shit. I mean, if you haven't figured out that state of mentality in this world is not working, you have to learn. There's levels to this stuff, man. If you just say it's all crap, that's such an adolescent way to look at it, and you're going to get screwed by the matrix. So again, if you're not ready to take the red pill, man, it sounds like you may not be ready. So when you're ready, find me, and I will red pill you out. You want the blue pill, then that's the exit button out of my life. You guys, everyone, bounce. Unfollow me. Don't follow me. Bounce out. I'm telling you right now. Because blue pill NPCs. Blue pill and NPCs is waste my time, fam. But if you're on the blue pill and you're like, this blue pill tastes like shit because it's made of petroleum, then you're like, all right, like let's see what's cracking here. Yep, we got people at a low vibe. You know what I mean? It's levels. It's like in the classroom. It's like in the school, high school, middle school. You got different grades. All right, good. Hey, we'll let that be a disclaimer for the blue pillars, right? I get all kinds of people, so that's a good joke. But it's good to review it. That's why I say if people come in with blue pill vibes, I'll be like, all right, let's go over your blue pill vibes. You know what I'm saying? You got the blues. That's why they call it the blues, right? Is it? Did I just discover that or no? I'm tripping. They got the blues. Come on. Come on now. What did I come in here for? Damn it. You got me distracted. What the hell? Something I needed. Gotta love that, huh? Gotta love being human in the Matrix. Flat Earth? Nah, dude. Check this out, bro. Flat Earth? Get out of here. This random Facebook page just posted about how NASA is debunking all the conspiracies with this one 4K picture. Come on! A 4K picture is debunking everything? Come on now. We've been lied to about everything. Why would they lie about that? And if they are, then fuck it. Then it's fucking round. Fucking send it. Keep sending it on the round earth. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you right now, fucking take a second to think that you could have been tricked. If you've ever hung out in the Matrix, you get tricked. Tricks and treats. We got tricks. It's like fucking Halloween every day in the Matrix. Right? That's what the Matrix is. You got tricks and you got treats, and you fucking take the treats and the tricks. Guess what? You become a fucking Halloween character in the Matrix. And the Matrix will eat you alive eventually. It'll make you think everything's cool at first. Kind of like getting with a toxic person for fucking decade. They'll make you think everything's kind of cool at first, and then you'll be like trying to fucking change their world. I'm not going to do all that, but I'm just saying, it happens, right? And it's trickery. It's nuance. That's why I put my name as Nuance. It's trickery, guys. Okay? Dinosaurs weren't real. So people are, dude, you know how many people say that willingly, and nobody can deny it now? It's weird, right? Well, guess what, man? How is that so much different from flat Earth? The dinosaurs is like a big pillar of our belief, of our history and shit. And if they're lying about that, well, fuck, man. What else could they be lying about? Well, I don't know, man. Maybe the whole existence. You know what I mean? Even our existence is the biggest lie. You know what I mean? Flat Earth is up there. Flat Earth is definitely up there. But lying to us about what the fuck we are, you can't lie deeper. You can't lie deeper than that. You know what I'm saying, guys? So, where is all my stuff? So don't sleep on the flat Earth. You feeling it? We're in the Truman Show. You guys vibing on it? I had to catch up to your comments. "4K picture debunked, fam." The 4K picture, I saw this on my own. I saw this on my own crap. What's my net worth on the Matrix? Nothing. What's my net worth? What's my net worth in universal currency? I'm literally infinitely rich in universal currency. Right now, in my power, I can't be serving the universe any more than I am. And universal currency is real. It's way more real than some fake ass money that they faked us into fucking being a slave to, right? So what's my worth? Fucking infinite. You know what I mean? I'm literally infinitely fucking worth. And you all are. You guys all are, man. You just don't know it yet. Matrix is just a movie. Yep, that's a blue pill vibe. That's a blue pill vibe. And what does the blue pill give you guys? Gives you the blues. Gives you the blues. That's rough for the archaeologists and astronauts. You know what, man? All they had to do was get paid to lie. They had it made. They're just like, what? Just tell these NPCs that their fucking place is round and we're out there floating around. Okay. All right. For how many millions? Oh, you guys are burning billions up every day at NASA. Oh, you'll give me 500 million a year to shut my mouth. I mean, and when you're in the Matrix, that's just a win-win. In my mind. Was some of them tricked into it? Maybe. Some of them tricked into it? Maybe. Can you drink water from a flowing creek in the Matrix? No. Back in our existence? Yes. Back in before we matrixed it out? No, hell no. Don't do it. But do I believe that we should and could and should? Yes. I think we should. That's how nature was, fam. That's why I'm primal. Because back in the day, dude, guess what? You're thirsty? You fucking drink some water just like these other animals do. You know what I mean? You just drank some water out of the fucking river. Why are we so much different than these animals that can just go get a drink? If they can go eat the food, why can't we just go drink the drink? Right? So then you're like, well, because they wanted us drinking the what? The tap water. The tap water. Right? You want to beat anxiety? Let's learn the enlightenment chart. I've mastered anxiety, fam. I've totally mastered it. So if you're a dude right now and you're in the matrix and you're trying to be humble, I'm just going to tell you right now, dude, fuck being humble right now. Why? Because you got to know that if your heart's in the right place, dude, and you're doing the right shit, then you need to fucking go full send on it. Dude, fucking around being humble, I've tried being humble, trust me. Take my advice. I'm not being humble anymore. Why? Because time's of the essence. And I don't have time to play with it no more, you know what I mean? So let's like start doing this shit. Because if you've been following me for long enough, you know I've been talking about this shit, I've been patient, and now I'm getting impatient. And now I'm fasting, and I want to eat food because it's like the only thing I got left, and I'm not fasting. Why? So I get closer to my spirituality. I'm literally just fucking drinking some water that I harvested out of the mountain. You biked a mile and did physical therapy. Renegade, that's what's up. How old are you too, bro? I don't remember how old you are. Were you young? You're older, weren't you? Infinity rich. You like that? You guys like that? That's called universal currency, guys. That's a real thing. If you haven't caught on yet, that money's fake and that serving the universe is real, then I'm here to tell you. If not, you're going to be playing in the Matrix and the ego. The Matrix is cool for a while. The Matrix chewed me up and spit me out. So I'm out of there. I'm out of there, man. Red pill me. Right, guys? You are the next avatar. We're all in avatars right now. We are all in avatars right now. Our souls are trapped in these fucking fleshy bodies in this matrix, guys. So, and when you find out you're an avatar that's trapped in an avatar, it's real funny because you look around the matrix and the things that happen to me, fam. It's like I gotta just look at it as a fucking sick joke at this point. It's gotta be a sick joke, and I'm not playing no victim bullshit because I don't have time for that. But I'm gonna tell you, the stuff that's cracked on me. You're 25 and you're 27, Renegade. All right. So it's Renegade. You're almost 10 years. I'm 36, so I'm almost a decade older than you, bro. Money's your birthright. Who knows how old they are when the calendar's wrong? Yeah, they were lied to. Matrix can be scary, Joey. The Matrix can very well be scary. If you don't, that's what I'm here for. I told you I'm not being humble anymore. I'm here to tell you guys right now that I'm here to fucking break you guys out of the Matrix. So I'm not playing with you. The people that have already followed me, they already know. Where are you guys at? Wendy, where are you at? Rach, I know I've helped you bust out of the Matrix. I know I've helped a lot of you guys, and you helped me too. How long do I fast for? As long as possible, man. I've been doing intermittent fasting very strictly. I do not eat all day anymore. I used to eat all fucking day, every day. And I don't do that anymore. So that for me alone, while I've given up everything else, is astronomical. Right now, I fasted one whole day. Then yesterday I ate some mushrooms and some berries. And then I went back on a fast for today so far. And I'm hoping to make it through the night. We'll see. We'll see how popping this live keeps me on here for. You guys, Haley, beautiful to see you. You guys get me addicted. There's no damn Matrix. That's a blue pillar. Apollo guy, you believe? Hold on, Apollo guy. Hold on, Apollo guy. Let's get you something to chew on. Apollo guy says that there's no Matrix. Damn it. There's no damn Matrix. Alright, guys? We got the homie. We got the 4K picture proving, the 4K picture debunking all the conspiracy theories. See, this is the great split, guys. You got the blue pillars. We got the blue pillars. The blue pill is what? The blue pill's the blues. You're there, Apollo? Are you there? Are you out there taking pictures? Or are you... What are you doing? What are you doing? You guys, my lives are the best. So be careful. That's why I put up the disclaimer. You'll get sucked into my lives. My record is 11 hours straight on one live. 11 hours straight on one live. And there was over 10 people in it. Yeah, the HR 933 section, da-da-da. Yeah, make you not want to eat again, I'm sure. That wouldn't surprise me a bit. I pretty much think that I'm supposed to just stop eating. I think I can do it. I'm gonna test it and fast for as long as possible. Try to. I've pretty much been fasting, other than some Whole Foods in the middle for a sec, and then I'm fasting again. So, because I'm also not under the sun right now, and you got to get your vitamin D and shit somehow. We definitely are designed for that, and omega-3 too. But I get a lot of that from sea moss though. That's what's beautiful. You can get a lot of your necessities from just the sea moss, man. The earth is a dome. There we go. Now, yeah, and you know what? We've got new 4K evidence proving that this is a dome, guys. So we're good to go. We got the 4K pictures. They released a new stunning one. 4K. You'd think they'd have better pictures than 4K out in space. You think they'd have something more advanced. 4K's like what we got. You know they got better than that. You know they can see inside your walls and what the termites are chewing on from a satellite up scraping against our firmament. Satellites. They're bouncing rockets. Why no sun? I'm in North America, fam. What do you mean? I'm in Oregon. I saw the sun today, guys, for like off and on for an hour. I was staring at that motherfucker. Literally just beaming at it. I'm just like, give me all the energy I can get, because I won't see you for another eon. So I just stared at it and charged up my energy. All of a sudden I did have a ton of energy. I stayed fasted, and I got a bunch of shit done in the Matrix that I had to get done. And then I'm battling bullshit life stuff, and then now I'm trying to come on here after battling in 3D Matrix. Now I'm trying to come up here and connect you guys into ascending if you want to. Bodybuilders chasing a false dream. If you're just worried about your body, yeah, essentially. Cause I don't even bodybuild, dude, and I got an alright body. I got an alright body for a guy that doesn't work out at all. So the point is, you're just worried about getting this muscle bigger, right? Cool, man. There's so much more to life than literally just trying to make your avatar bigger and badder. Apollo guy's trying to troll me. I got you, Apollo guy. Apollo 76. You remember Apollo 16? Houston, or Apollo 13 right here. Oh, what? 4K? Forky dokie. Alright, 4K. Ate some sea salt in your legs and feet and face. Became swollen. You've been eating too much lately, yeah? Yeah, you'll swell up. You eat too much salt. Geeky. Appreciate that. Yes, bro. Very good timing for that little guy. That was dope. I'm going to lower my poles here on my tripod thing. I got my little tripod finally set up. And now I flew off. Hang in with me. It's going to be a lot better. A lot better, because then I can kind of... Alright. Matter of fact, I need to get my blue light glasses here. Gotta be willing to lose the ego, yes. To escape the matrix, without a doubt. Good job. Without a doubt. That's what those lower frequencies, those lower vibes are. So if anybody's been following me, man, and you're wondering, like, well, what's this guy's problem, dude? He's just exposing this shit like crazy. He's just telling me everything's bad, and he's an asshole, and he doesn't have a free list in his bio that he tells people like fucking 1,000 times a day. If you've been following me and you're thinking this, you gotta see my story, man, where I came from, and I've been meaning to push my story more often. You gotta see where I came from, mentally and physically. You won't be able to see where I came from mentally. All I've got is the physical to show you, okay? Because I've come way further mentally. All right, so get up to speed with my angle here. All right, then it'll make sense why I'm going hard on trying to get people's attention. Because if you're stuck in the matrix, you're not paying attention. So if I just get up and I'm telling you, like, guys, you're in the matrix, you're just going to be like, swipe. Can't end a conspiracy theory with facts. That's right. That's right. Blazing Bunny. You're talking my language right now, and I am not any bit of an expert with this, but I've had this happen to me inadvertently, and sorry, I gotta change my light. I gotta go yellow on you. I gotta go Simpsons on you guys, because this light be murdering me. Okay? Bear with me here. Astral projection. So, that's what I think this all gets us to, is literally being able to project out of this realm pretty much in some way. And it's hard to say because we're still in these fleshy bodies. So, people in the Matrix need glasses. Kinda. That one's kind of a deep one. And what do you mean essentially? Because I'm going to tell you right now that wearing the glasses for prescription, that is part of the matrix. And I was appeasing to that for a while, and I'm out of that matrix. I healed my eyes, and I did it with my kid too. Astral projection. Anyway, that happened to me inadvertently, and I believe in it, man. I knew it was it, and I didn't know it was happening. But just the experience after, and I just had read this book. That's what was so weird. I don't know if maybe it was my mind playing tricks on me, but it definitely something happened where I felt my energy outside of my body. And if your mind can make you do that, where you literally feel your energy outside of your body, then it's pretty intense. Geeky, I appreciate you, bro. You have a good night. Appreciate the gift too, buddy. How do you say? How did that astral project? Pretty much, I was in the middle of a dream, and I don't really remember my dreams usually. And I was in the middle of a dream, and I started feeling my energy get pulled out of me in the middle of the dream. And I woke up in the middle of it, and I felt my energy literally outside of my body, man. And like I said, if that was my mind tricking me, dude, then that was trip. Like if your mind can trick you like that, that's just as crazy, in my opinion. How did I heal my eyes, fam? I took the refined carbs and sugars out of the diet. Why? Because they attack our nerves. Why? Because they're bioweapons. Why? Why does it go over? Because our nerves is our entity of our body. Like if you're going after the nerves, you're going after literally the mechanism of the body. What everything, your brain, everything, man, is nerves. You know what I mean? Connected to nerves. So everything that happened to me, you guys, was something to do with my nerves. When it came to the anxiety and the brain fog, even that was my mental nerve damage. Okay, with my hair, guys, that's the nerve endings on the top of your head that are died from me blasting my insulin. Okay, that's why my nerve endings are all messed up. That's why it's important for me to fast and stay low carbohydrate. Why? Because I've abused my body with carbohydrate. And I've got all the proof on that. I got the glycemic index. I got all the information of what and why this does this. So first, when we're talking about healing the eyes, I took the dagger out. What's the dagger? The food, family. It's the food. It's the food. Same with the dental matrix. What's wrong with the dental matrix? Why does our teeth go bad? It's the food, you guys. I quit eating that food and my teeth. I'm a professional having horrible teeth. I'm the extreme example. If nobody can see my example and learn from it, then you're going to be screwed. I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you the truth. I was the example because all I did was over abuse this stuff. I was a drug addict that didn't do drugs. Literally, I would have been the worst drug addict, but my mind wouldn't let me do the drugs. So I did the worst thing that I didn't think was worse, but I became a food addict. Like really hardcore food addict. Like eating a pizza for lunch a day with a Slurpee and gummy worms. And what do I eat now? Now next to nothing. But it took me a long time to get there. Now I eat mushrooms and I eat off my food list in my bio, guys. It's free. That's the foods that I don't even eat a fraction of them really. But I've got to have options. If I gave people a food list of what I ate, they would middle finger me. 99.999% of people do not eat like me unless you're just not eating. The only way you can beat me pretty much is if you just don't eat. Because I just literally only eat like the mushrooms that I get wild mushrooms. And not just mushrooms. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I eat some other stuff like zucchinis. I've eaten some stuff that's imported in, but lately, I've narrowed it way down, just to try. But that's me. That's not what I'm giving anybody. I'm saying let's see the toxins, right? That's why I'm up here telling you guys about Red 40. You think I haven't touched nothing with Red 40 in a long time, but was I raised on Red 40? Yes, I was Red 40. Go outside and forage mushrooms, plants outside. Yep. Vitamin D. Those mushrooms are one of the best sources of vitamin D. Everyone asks me where they get the vitamin D. Where should you get this? What should you do about the water? That one's tough, you guys. This is the matrix. My water comes from the spring, real spring that I get on my own into glass for free. So I'm sorry, somebody's asking me about healing the eyes. This is important. So we take out the bad foods, you guys. If you can try just your best to look at the labels and get away from the high carb, no matter what it is, guys, I'm sorry. If you want to heal your eyes, it's your nerves. It's your nerves that are being attacked by this insulin, and we're all insulin resistant. The CDC tells us straight up that pretty much like almost all of America is insulin resistant or diabetic. So that's why we have this eye matrix and we have this dental matrix. When I gave up those foods, my eyes and my dental totally changed, guys. I promise you. I'm not lying to you. My whole life changed. That's why I'm putting myself on blast. You just see the goofy video I just posted? I don't care. Because I want people to see, like, I'm not playing with you guys. If you don't get away from these refined carbs and sugars, you have no fucking chance in hell. I hate to say it that way, but I had to learn the hard way. Either learn from me or you're not ready to learn, right? You need to go live it and learn it yourself. That's how what I'm learning about a lot of people is going down. Is a lot of people are going to have to learn on their own. I can't teach them. I can only help and teach the ones who want to learn. Should you drink water instead, man? If you can. Like if you've got extra weight on you and stuff, and you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to reverse the damages that we've done, fasting is number one. Fasting is number one. And you can drink water on a fast. You believe me 100% because you went and did it too. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. See, when you've lived it, bro, you've lived it, man. You don't need any more confirmation, because otherwise it's just a bunch of MFs telling us what to do and what's right and wrong, and that didn't play out. You know what I mean? That didn't play out. We let them tell us. They said this was good and they said that was good, and then it kicked our ass. Fasting heals. That's right. Fruit diets, yep, that's another matrixy thing, guys. And that one pissed people off too. Now, do I recommend going on a fruit diet other than toxic chemical diet? Without a doubt. If you're eating some kind of plant, you're at least getting some water and juice out of it that came from the earth in some way, even though a lot of it's modified and a lot of it's kind of toxic. But at least you're getting something that at least the earth made it. At least, even though if man made it, at least the earth grew it. But other than that, doing just fruit is, if you're insulin resistant like most of the population, then just eating a bunch of fruits is gonna just blast your insulin. It's kind of like a trick. It's another trick. So you just got to be mindful if you want to blast your insulin or not. It's kind of like smoking cigarettes. Do you want to smoke cigarettes and blast your lungs, or do you want to refrain from the cigarettes? That's the same thing with we never would have been blasting our insulin like we do. In true nature, we had all the fiber and everything. There's no fucking way in hell. And these fruits were all different. You guys want to see the peach again? You want to see what the peach was? We're going to go hard on it now. Fruit diets are not ideal as they have too much sugar. Yeah, why? Because there's no fiber remaining in any of these fruits anyways. You know what I mean? There's no fiber left. At first, yeah, you could do a fruit diet like 10,000 years ago. But unfortunately now, if you go do it on a fruit diet, you're going to be blasting your insulin. Just test it. It's all you got to do is test it, or invest in a constant glucose monitor and check your insulin levels after you eat a ton of fruits. If it doesn't get you, then it's going to start happening. Just like smoking cigs. You know what I mean? You smoking cigs, then eventually it's going to catch you, man. We know this. History's taught us. Fasting does change the way you think, changes the way your brain works, changes everything, dude. It clears out the cells. It clears out everything. And it's hard for me. Like right now, I want to eat. Like the more you talk about fasting, dude, the more it's like this little demon in me that's just trying to. He's getting weak, but he's trying to control me. The more you talk about it, the more I want to eat, because I'm a food addict, dude, and I've cut out all these foods. But I'll have a couple mushrooms on a fast, dude, because I believe in at least getting vitamin D from it. And mushrooms really don't even break a fast. They're like no carb. And I really believe if I was stuck in this realm, in this area, that I'd be having a survival. I'd be mainly surviving on mushrooms, and I wouldn't really feel like I'd be wanting to just go kill animals right now. But to each their own. Pills don't actually help us; they're poison. That's right, and I got some data on that. Wow, that took way too long to find that, but like I said, my pictures are 3,000 plus on my page right now. So it's hard to find stuff. Okay, we're talking about poison, right? Why are they? Why are the pills poison? What are they made of? What are they made of? You ever see the video of those things cooking in the oven and they melt down like plastic? What is everything made of, guys? The devil's blood. What is that? Black petroleum. How do you want to get enlightened? That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. You're the kind of people I'm here for, I'm talking to. How do you do it? Give up toxic shit. You have to be willing to give up toxic shit. Like, honestly, if you can't give up toxic things that you know ain't serving you, at least work on it, then guess what? You'll never reach enlightenment if you're not willing to give up toxic shit. There's no ifs, ands, or question to that. Okay? Best grocery brand for mushrooms. I've heard of the plastic rice. I don't touch rice anyways, so it doesn't, but yeah, I guess people want to hear about it more. I never would have touched the rice. With the mushrooms, guys, just stay away from mainly shiitake, white cap, and portobello. And get any other mushroom organic. Get all the mushrooms you can eat, if you can handle them. If you're so sick, the body will naturally do stuff. Expel, like coughing, sneezing. Pills stop the natural body from getting it out of the system. Well, yeah, exactly. Definitely. Good point. And why? Again, why? What are they made of? What are they made of? What are they made of? Plastic? Why would they make our pills out of plastic to heal us? Quinoa's good. I love quinoa. I could eat quinoa. Quinoa is such a better replacement to rice. I can eat quinoa all day, every day, but it still affects my blood sugars. You know what I mean? So I can't eat it all. I can't just I'll eat so much. Good job, Jamie. You love mushrooms. Good job. You're smart. You're smart. Mushrooms are the way to go. Because you're going to get your vitamin D. You're going to get tons of... You should research the turkey tail. Rabbit hole, the turkey tail. It's amazing. I just did a video. Petroleum's also natural. It was animals that applied... yeah. Yep, technically they can call it natural, right? Yep, there's all kinds of toxic stuff that's out in nature. You can call anything nature natural. You can even call the secretion that a bug releases to kill its enemies, you can call that natural. You can even call, you know what I mean, toxins. You can call a volcano natural and go in the volcano and die from cancer in 10 minutes in the middle of a volcano. Natural. Natural selection. I don't eat meat no more. I miss it. You know what I mean? But I don't at the same time. Kind of like I don't miss like drinking and partying like as a kid. I know it's kind of a crazy analogy, but it's true, man. If you're talking enlightenment, eating meat is not going to help you get enlightened. Unfortunately. Really. Moderation. I talked about moderation earlier. Moderation don't work in the matrix. Nope, it'll kick your ass. Do I still look forward to my meals even after cutting carbs and sugars? Yeah. Yeah, I still ate like a motherfucker. I ate so much after cutting carbs and sugars that I was still experiencing some of the symptoms. Why? Because I was overeating, and it still spikes your insulin. Unless you're literally just eating lettuce, like you're going to spike your insulin by overeating. You know what I mean? And that's why salads and vegetables are a good thing for an overeater. because then you could just be getting fiber and, you know what I mean? If you feel like you need to be eating all the time, maybe you are, but maybe you should be eating plants more. And like I say, fruits used to be a lot more like vegetables. And again, people look at my build. I don't eat meat. I'm lean, but I don't, you know what I mean? I still have muscle mass. Why? That's not right. They told us if you don't drink milk and eat meat that you would crumble, right? But yet I still have muscle on my body. That's weird. And then you look at the gorilla and the hippo. They're all pure muscle. Vegans. Nope. I wouldn't eat meat. The only way I would eat meat is if I was starving to death and I had to make a kill of my own. And I'd bless that meat and I'd eat it right there while it was still not dead that long. Because the longer it's dead, the lower the vibration goes on that element. And it sucks, guys. It sucks. I don't want to tell people to stop eating meat or that they can't follow me unless they stop eating meat. None of that shit. But I took levels to it. That's why I don't just say I'm alkaline vegan to people. Because I know that I looked at the alkaline vegan thing and I was like, hell no. Eggs, milk, and honey, yes. Unfortunately, man, yes, they all are. Why? Well, first of all, chickens are fake. Yeah, chickens are so toxic. Unfortunately, these chickens, they feed us human beings. They're not real animals. You can't find them in nature. You guys want to see the real chicken? That's right, the gorillas only eat veggies. And they're strong and they're more jacked than any of us, right? And they don't even eat protein, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they literally don't even eat protein. And I'll show you guys an example for me. If you haven't seen my video. So this is real. This is me on fake eggs and fake protein. This is me on not any of that. I practice what I preach. I practice what I preach. The honey's from an animal that's not real. The honey's from an animal that's not real. Vegetarianism, nope, we can't just be vegetarian, unfortunately. You gotta be alkaline vegan if you want what I do. If you're asking me what I do. And if you guys want to see, I just did a video on this. Most people can see. These bees were man-made. Why? Bees aren't real. You guys want to see a real bee? Ooh, I love this one. I love this one. This one is my favorite. No, I don't really vibe with the alkaline water machine. Nope. I think you can't man can't alkalize water. Earth does a great job of it. You guys want to see the bee? Real bees. People don't know what real bees are yet. Oh, I know about Dr. Sebi. Oh, I'm all about Dr. Sebi. That's what my list is based off of, Dr. Sebi. It's completely based. You'll see. Why? Why? Because he was talking about real foods, guys. He's talking about real foods. You garden and see bees all the time. Yeah, we can garden fake foods. We can garden fake bees. Don't distill water. Don't distill water. That's killing it, shocking it, taking the life out. My water is alive. This water right here, it's still alive. And never got any death to it. Don't distill your water. You'll knock all the nutrients out of your water, guys. We still need to learn this stuff. I wish I could tell the whole world at once. Because we're all tricked, guys. Alright, the real bee. Alright. Eat for your blood type. I've never done that, Elizabeth, but I could say that you could do that. But I'm just going to say it's more important to eat the real foods. If you can't afford it, I can afford a lot because I barely eat a fraction of what I used to eat. You live in Miami, where can you get real water? Go findaspring.com. I don't know if you guys have any kind of spring, natural spring there at all. Probably not. So get spring water. If you have to get it in, if you can't get it in glass, glass is the number one. Then get it in plastic if you have to. Just don't drink Matrix tap water that's been messed with to try to make it not tap water. It's still tap water. Like if you can't take it out of the toilet, I have been posting videos. I've been posting my lives and posting videos about the bee. All right, I got you. All right. Giving you a disclaimer, all right? I'm giving you a disclaimer. We want the red pill, right? All right. A lot of people don't know what the bee is. Don't read your comment because I know it's true. Mo Money, I never saw your comment there, tough guy. So take a breath. I'm not reading every single comment, all right? I need protein. Yeah. What do you got? I need protein. I need protein. I need more protein. I don't need any more protein, bro. I don't need none. I'm good to go. You can't gain muscle till you got protein? Good for you, man. I did the opposite. All right, anyway, we're back to the Matrix. We're back to the red pill. I'll flex right on somebody. I'm not afraid. I'll flex right on your face. We got this guy needs protein, right? This guy needs protein. I don't eat protein, bro. Look at me. I'm not afraid to show myself as an example. I'm trying to help people out, so I'll be that guy. John Ellis, I don't know. Nope. Protein, he says. Bro, I need some protein, right? I'm getting to the B. What is that, dude? All you need is CMOS. Kinda. That's what I've been doing. What is this thing? That's a housefly, dude. That's a housefly. Some of them are black flies. Okay? This is a real bee. This is a real bee. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? This bee, what does it not do? This bee does not sting. This bee does not sting. Guess what the hell this creature is? It's a mutant yellow jacket that they started off at one time breeding them, and they don't do this in the wild. Okay? Yep. The bee that's yellow was made. The bee that's yellow was made with what? Yellow jackets and shit. They were messing around with yellow jackets making bees. Making them. Alright, so what? These things are made, no big deal, right? No big deal. They're just pollinating everything and they create an acidic honey. Blaze Blunts just blew his mind. That's what I'm talking about. That's all I got left is blowing minds. Okay? What's their aim? Is honey harmful? Yeah, it's acidic. It causes acid in the body. So unfortunately, yes. The answer is yes, it is not good for you, in my opinion. If it causes acid, it's not good for me. And plus, even if you don't vibe with any of that, honey is very high glycemic. It's the same as sugar. If you eat any honey, you're pretty much just eating sugar. And if we don't know that sugar is bad for us yet, I'm here to tell you. Yep, and that the oldest bee, who told you that? You believe everything you're told? Here, let me show you something. Let me show you something, okay? First of all, you still believe all the things you've been told, right? You believe all the things you've been told. How long ago did they make that bee? It was a while ago, but these bees that are in North America are 100% migrated in from Europe, and they made those bees in Europe. They made them with a bunch, they were playing God. They took a bunch of random bee genes and made this bee out of fake ass yellow jackets and random black flies, pretty much. And they don't tell us any of this stuff. They don't tell us any of this stuff. Everything has salt and sugar in it, and not real food. Not real plants. Not real plants. Real plants don't have salt and sugar. You need bees to live. I never said you didn't, but did I say the bees that you have are healthy? It's a natural sweetener that's the same glycemic effect as sugar. The same exact glycemic effect as sugar. Dr. Sebi was the king. Dr. Sebi explained that the honeybee was a fake bee and it creates an acid bee, a honey. Do I know the correct name? Maybe not the exact name, but I've got the information. Starts with the A, andro something. Raisins or sugar too, yep. You can do seeded raisins if you can find them, good luck. They have changed everything. Yes, Nancy, they got Sebi. Yeah. This guy's triggered. He's trying to comment to get triggered. That's all right. Get triggered. What's this? That's the original watermelon. You see that thing? Off to the right there? The real watermelon, it used to have a rind go through it. You liked how to know what's fake and real at the grocery stores? Get my list that I made you guys for free. If not, then don't vibe with it. Don't vibe with it then. Thank God I did not go to college. No, I did not. Thank God. You know why? Because I didn't get indoctrinated and tricked like all the other people that went. And now I'm not in debt for it. So yeah, I'm glad. I saw your little comment, Source. Trust me, bro. If you're blue pilling, then take the blue pill. Take the blue pill. Why is there other people in here that are listening? Then you can exit my live. Exit the live, dude. Please do. Everyone, please leave if you're ready to leave. Blue pillars? You got blue pillars? Dude, get out of here fast. Get out fast. Yep, I saw your comment too about the bees. All right, moving on. Let's see. And this doesn't matter, right? That they putting this in the bees. This is the point, you guys. People trip out on one thing but not the other. Sugar is number one addiction, and this honeybee is the equivalent to sugar. If you have diabetes, you cannot eat honey because it will blast your insulin just like sugar. Just like sugar. Do I have ebooks? No. I have my lives on my YouTube. That's all I've got. That's my books. If you go on my YouTube, you can see all my videos for hours and hours of doing my lives. Those are literally just my books. I'm not going to do anything else. Yep. No point in pinning stupid comments. And then this is no big deal, right? That they putting this in the bees. They're giving them this. No big deal. Cassandra, I appreciate you. Your mom's a diabetic and you've been buying her organic honey. Honestly, Pringle, honestly, I can't give medical advice, but if I was eating honey as a diabetic, when it's the same glycemic index, they don't even, when you're a diabetic, they don't even tell you about the glycemic index at all. All they say is eat less sugar, right? Eat less bread, less sugar if you got a decent doctor. But then honey, stuff like honey is slept on. It's the same as sugar. My YouTube, it's in my link in my bio. It's the same name as on here. Primal Dad Truther. All my social media is the same name. It's Primal Dad Truther now. This is the history of the honeybee, guys. We don't know the history, right? This is the history of the honeybee. It's a blend of several races from Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Like I said, they took the black African bee, they took it over there, mated it with a bunch of weird-ass yellow jackets, and they made our honeybees sting. Our honeybees never sting in Africa. They still don't. The stingless fly, stingless bee, they don't sting. That's right. We got red pills on the honey. You're welcome, Brown Eyes. I'm glad you could see that as trying to help and not just trying to get people's demons all riled up. But I slay demons too. I like to slay demons too. I keep seeing y'all. Anybody from the 4U is going to have demons crawl in. Get in the list. Spinach is a no-go. It's very high in oxalates and it's man-made. Spinach is a bad one. Unfortunately. But you don't need spinach. There's plenty of other greens, guys. Any other lettuce? It's in my list. Okay. Ants are better than bees. Yeah. Yep. So again, these bees are made. They were made. So what does that mean, guys? Whenever they play God with something, what happens? It's not good for the body. papaya, a lot of them are GMO now, and a lot of them are bred up for sugar and size. So be careful. So this is here it started. Here's how it's going. No big deal, right? We got no big deals here. Why don't we just make these things fucking giant trees, dude? Why don't we just make the avocado a tree itself, and everyone can just come slice off avocado slices off the tree? Lettuce turns to water and sugar. Maybe fake lettuce, but not real lettuce. I mean, there's a little bit of glucose that has come from any food, but it's not turning into pure sugar. Am I a believer of Jesus Christ? That's a whole long rabbit hole, man. You know, yes and no is all I'm gonna say. Yes and no. It's a lot to go over. It's not a very quick answer, and there's a lot of nuance wrapped up in it, and there's a lot of lies, and there's a lot of deceit, and there's a lot of non-lies, and it's impossible to know the truth about all of it. You can tell yourself until you're blue in the face, but when I'm talking actual facts, if that's all you got, it's better than nothing. Sure. It's all about your own, what you want, man. It's just all about what you want to do with what you got. Are there any normal bees left? Yes, there is. In Africa and Morocco, pretty much south of us. In South America and Africa, there's still real bees. Check out this beauty. But this right here is no big deal, right? Guys, we're not going to acknowledge the fact that they've multiplied. Why don't we just fucking make them into watermelons? Like, honestly, why don't we just eradicate the seeds? They already have to, these don't grow by seed. You got a seed that's sterile in this plant. So why don't we just grow them and keep going? Let's make them a whole entire giant, like the watermelon, like the pumpkins that they do. Bumblebees is a hybrid. Yeah, hybrid. And I don't even know what the point of them are, honestly. Because there was no bees in North America until we came and brought them. Right? So we see the real avocado here. Why not let's just make these seedless, fam. You know what I mean? We'll make them so big, dude. Everyone could just get a spoon and we can all just eat this avocado. And it's good for you. It's a health remedy. No big deal. Playing God with this stuff, it's not a big deal. If it seems too good to be true, man. I mean, look at this. Come on, guys. We don't think that there's any issue there. What does this do to the body? All kinds of crazy shit. For one, consuming genetically modified things is literally gambling with it's a gamble. You don't know how your body's gonna react to something that wasn't made by the earth. Causes acid, causes all these problems, right? It is heartbreaking. Even our precious avocado was a lie. I exposed the Haas avocado. Everyone's sleeping on it. I exposed them. I exposed 95% of Haas avocados is our avocado, guys. Haas avocado, he made them. He made them. It's not about smooth or bumpy, Rach. Look at the meat, fam. I've been waiting on this one. I don't think people are still ready yet. This one's hard. Look at the meat. The meat is this big. Look at this thing. It's an example. So that's Doomer Boy. You got a perfect name. That's Blue Pill Vibes. That's Blue Pill Vibes. You're gonna have the blues when you're eating blue pills. Okay, we're fucked either way. If you have that mentality, then just go smoke and everything else. You know what? People could eat for 20 years. LOL. People could smoke cigs for 20, 30 years. LOL. And they're fucked either way, right? Or you can quit smoking cigarettes. There's always that. LOL. Yes. Did you find that out? I've never heard anyone say that before me, Kimberly. So I wonder where you found that out. That's my gig. Anybody who's followed me, they know. They know that I be exposing citric acid on the daily. So they try to sell it like it's made from lemons and limes. But really they grow it on this syrup, corn syrup, GMO corn syrup. It's literally like, to a truther, that's like the biggest, like that one gets you. Because you've known about GMO corn. Cross-pollination is not GMO. There's no point in even, there's no point in any of that. If you don't understand that GMO is just a big scam and a big lie and you're over here trying to worry about GMO, that's like worrying about the parties. That's like saying, Republican Party, man. No, the Democrats. You're still playing that game, bro? Come on now. It's a joke and a waste of time. Okay, you're getting wrapped up in their terminology. It's made there to trick you. It's made to trick you. Food supply that's not tampered with, there's levels to it, man. So you start off by learning all the ones that are man-made, and then you grab my list, and that's all the foods that are not man-made. So if you get those and get them organic, you're going to be a lot closer to God. You're going to be a lot closer to getting out of the matrix if you're eating real food. That's just the facts. If you can get local mushrooms, stuff like that, you're going to be vibing higher. What is this about? It's about black mold being grown on GMO corn syrup, and it's what citric acid is made of, and they use hundreds of millions of pounds of this a year. This guy's trolling. That's fine. We can pin the troll comments. That's fine. Kimberly, you're feeling the vibe? What's good, man? 4D. What orange? I don't know what that means. I just saw that comment. I don't know what that means at all. Misinformation. Oh, misinformation. Go research. Go research. If you got misinfo, go research it. How is it legal? Great question. How is it legal? Great question. Why is citric acid bad? Why would be eating black mold be bad? But it snuck into the food? Why would it be bad? GMO is not real. Carlos, I'm going to tell you right now. Yeah, I saw the comment, guys. You don't need to keep pinning the comments from the naysayers. I'm not playing naysay right now, okay? Hold on a second. How did this happen? How did this happen? Tell me. If you guys know anything about history, anything about food, tell me how this apple has all this sugar and no fiber. Where's the fiber at? 2.4 grams. These things used to be more fiber than they were sugar. Why are they flipped it? Why have they flipped it? No big deal, right? You know they made this apple, right? Nope, lemons are fake, fam. Hold on a second. Let me show you something. First of all, I just came across one of the most beautiful bees that are real, that are not genetically modified. Look at that beautiful thing, dude. That's a real bee. Isn't that crazy? These things can actually mate. You know that your fake honeybees, they can't mate? They're drones. Did you know that? It's a big nasty thing. The queen can reproduce asexually. The queen pretty much just screws herself over and she can create offspring off that. And the males, they're drones. Orange fruit. Oranges are made, fam. Oranges are made. This bee doesn't sting. Isn't he cute? And this flower, I watch these shows, guys. This flower, it traps this bee. Looks like a fly, right? It traps this bee in the flower pod, and it attaches that seed on its back, and then they go and plant that seed for the flower, dude. So cool. Nature's way cooler than we are. Lemons and limes bad. If they're not a lime with seeds and small, then they're acidic to the body. You've seen those in New Mexico, maybe. ACV. I got thoughts on ACV. ACV's got a plethora of problems. Why? Because, man, it's fermenting stuff. We won't, that's like molding things. Think about it. If you're just killing something so much to where it's like making this vinegar that is like, if you breathe it, have you ever sprayed vinegar? If you breathe vinegar, dude, it'll close your lungs up. Have you ever done it? I have. And I'm not saying that we need to breathe our food, but it just tells you, man, that there's something wrong. Whenever I was spraying weeds one year with the vinegar, and literally, like, it felt so unnatural to me, man. I quit. And I could do some crazy shit. You know what I mean? I've rebuilt cars and engines repair and all that. But spraying that vinegar was like so toxifying. Yep, everything can mutate over time. Definitely, man. But then again, look at the wild blueberry. Look at this. This is a prime example. If you don't play God, look. Look what happens. So just examples of if when you play God, when you play in God, use ACV instead of soap. It's acidic, Hannah. Apple cider vinegar, it's acidic, fam. Just saying. Be mindful. Kombucha is not good. Kombucha is alcohol and sugar. It's alcohol and sugar. Pick the wild blueberries. That's right. These ones, guess what? Nothing close to wild blueberries. Nothing close. Why? Of course, I can't find my picture on blueberry because I have thousands. But look at this. What's that? The wild blueberries are tiny. That's what I was trying to show you all. But of course, I've got thousands of pictures that I gotta dig through for my green screens. Yep. Bill Gates is getting it. They're going full send right now, you guys. That's what I'm talking about. Ascension. Y'all need to ascend up a little bit. Y'all need to get a little more enlightened. Y'all need to upgrade your consciousness. Ditch the things that aren't serving you. You missed the ACV talk. Essentially, Rachel, it's fermented. It's fermentation that we're eating. We don't want to eat something fermented in the wild. We never would. We would never grab stuff that's all fermented. Yeah, the blackberries are the size of plums. That's right. See this apple? Tell me the difference. Why is fermented food? Okay, I'm gonna ask you something. If you found an apple on the ground and that thing was fermenting, would you eat it? It's that simple. I really don't feel like I need to go further than that. Why is it okay for them to ferment stuff and us eat it, but then we would never do that in the wild? Fake apples be looking perfect. And do we know what they put on them? You guys know what they put on them? course, TikTok's screwing up. Doesn't let me select my stuff. Every time I click on a picture, it's not saving the picture. Show you guys what they put on these apples. First of all, they're putting shellac, and they're putting petroleum wax. Good job, Get Good. Get Good's a master. Same stuff they make this out of. See how it's all glossy? See how it's all glossy? Putting that on the apples. Fermented food has the bacteria to feed. That's what they told you, huh? So then why don't you mold up some fruit and eat it feed the bacteria? Why don't you ferment up some of your own stuff and eat the fermentation of that? Well, I mean, that's kind of what alcohol is, right? Well, alcohol just happens to be toxic. That's weird. We're connecting dots. Pure sugar. Even if they have seeds, they're fake and they're pure sugar. They're fake and they're pure sugar. I gotta get comfortable here. So this is what they coat the apples with, right? The shellac. You ferment to get through winter, man. Do it. I'm just telling you right now that apple cider vinegar causes acid in the body. If you're eating fermentation, you're acidifying your body. Look it up. Look it up. Apple cider vinegar is acidic, fam. You can keep talking about what you do. It doesn't make it right. We smoked cigarettes when we thought it was healthy. But guess what? We were wrong. This is facts. This is not just a random picture that I'm putting up here. This is facts on it. Can't see it? TikTok sucks. It keeps screwing it all up. This is facts. It dehydrates you. It's got a low pH. That's acid. Acid is bad. Acid is in all of our food. Is it bad to put on topically or for your hair or anything? I would say so. Because it's acid. I don't want acid on me. For the body to be acidic, you got to eat in a bunch of fake stuff. For the body to be acidic, you got to be eating a bunch of stuff that they create. Why is acid bad? Take a look at what, just listen to yourself say it. Just say acid out loud. There's acid in your body, LOL. Yes, the stomach is acidic. Why? Why is the stomach pH slightly acidic? Why is the stomach pH acidic? To accept in the alkaline. The argument dies when you go away from nature. Why? Because everything that man made is acidic. Look at the fruits, look at the let's look. I'll show you some acid stuff. If you don't understand what acid is, that's right, preserving. You said that perfect. It is 1000% those two. And it's not just sugar. It's the things that turn to sugar, things that were made with starch. If we figure out that acid and sugar is our problem, then we escape from the matrix. I'm telling you. Do you want to know how to get out? I'm not making this up. I got better things to do. Key lime's good, buddy. Key limes are real. Yep, small with seeds. Yep. we still haven't figured this out, that we've been lied to about anything, right? We still have not figured it out. Did the bandana work yet? It's kind of working. I'm growing some of my hair back, but I've also, of course, my phone fall because it's on a magnet. But I also had to change my diet around even more. I had to slow down on the insulin. I had to slow down on the insulin. Why? Because I'm super insulin sensitive, because I blast my insulin all my life. I'm lucky to be standing. Body's acid, the stomach's slightly acid pH to accept the alkalinity of the earth. Everything that the earth made is alkaline. So why would we have stomach acid to feed more acid to it? Why would we, exactly like battery acid? Just like a battery, if you got a negative and positive terminal, why are you just hooking up more positive to positive? You're just creating more problems. Yeah. And then we're like a battery that we just cycle. We don't ground or nothing. So we just like cycle like a battery just sitting there in the cupboard instead of charging up off the earth, depleting and charging. We've got to cycle our energy out. How do we do that? You ground. Good question. Do I eat cooked food? I do. I cook quinoa and garbanzo. I used to do like the chickpea bread, but I don't really do that much more anymore. But I do quinoa, and I do stir fries a lot. And you can do stir fries with meat. If you're still vibing with meat, vibe with it. Throw it in a stir fry. But I eat all alkalizing foods. There's a thing where it can become too alkalizing. Yeah, good luck. That's like saying you can eat too much of the earth, because the earth is alkaline. If you're eating real alkaline, you're just eating the earth. Yep, we're learning that now. We're learning that there's tricks involved in all of it. Look at these things. We don't learn from our tricks. Come on, you guys. Let's go. When are we ready to learn from our tricks that we've been tricked? I guess there's a lot that won't. So if you won't, that's what the exit button of my live is for. Here's some more tricks that people don't want to acknowledge. Citric acid is healthy. Yeah, too bad most of it's black mold. Yeah, sure. Rach, nice to see you, fam. Yep, I'm not doing the fighting with the acid thing. I don't have to do that. If you want to go fight someone on it, go fight someone. I'm not going to play back and forth with that one. What's my thoughts on glaucoma and cataracts? Any of that stuff. It's a depletion of our nervous system. It's depleting the nerves. It's just from the food, you guys. It's this food that is accumulating in our bodies. When you still got people telling you to eat acid, you got a problem. Got a low volume? Yeah, I'm getting a microphone, man. I'm getting a microphone. Selective breeding. I love the selective breeding comments. You guys know what that is yet? Selective breeding. Selective breeding, bro. Why am I doing uranium? Because we were tricked into thinking that pink salt was healthy, and it's not. So I'm giving you guys more examples. What is this thing up here? Cranberries, right? You agree the food's messing with the state of mind. If we stress a lot, it's detrimental. Yep. That and so much more. What is this, guys? Cranberries, right? No big deal. Cranberries. Does anybody know what that is other than Get Good? Anybody else know what it is? You're just going to read Get Good's comment now. What is that? Jonathan Apple Red. What is that? You ask for sources, do research, right? That's what I say. This is a fucking peach. Selective breeding, bro. Selective breeding. It's a fucking peach. What the hell? No big deal, right? No big deal. No big deal. They want you to put a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in 8 ounces of tap water with fluoride. Wake up. Time to wake up. Remember they said drink 8 glasses? Remember they said drink 8 glasses? That don't look like a cranberry to me. Stainless can be blended with lead, nickel, all kinds of toxic metals now. They blend it. They blend it. It's not just one or the other. They blend it in, man. Why do they do that? Why do I be exposing all this stuff they be doing? Everyone's like, oh, no. Go look it up. Nobody's researching when they say no. What's a good salt with iodine? Guess what? The only salt with iodine that you would get is from the ocean, man. And getting your iodine from like sea salt is actually not the best source. That's why we do sea moss. That's why we do sea moss. So the salt with good iodine, don't rely on it because what's the table salt? Why is there iodine in table salt? Because they spray it on there. They spray it on there, and it's synthetic. I pulled it up. They spray the iodine on the salt that you get all your iodine from. It's synthetic. You know, metal halide lights? They make those lights out of what's called sodium. It's either sodium iodate, or sodium iodine. And that's how they make metal halide lights. And that's what they spray on the salt to get you your iodine. They can create it synthetically. And so they give everybody synthetic iodine for their thyroids to function on. Well, why does everybody get sick? Why do they have overactive thyroids? Maybe because we're consuming fake iodine. Look it up. Legit, look that up. Legit, please look it up. Because if you look it up, the minute somebody goes and looks something up like that, then they can come in there and say, yeah, bro. They'll say, I looked it up. And they'll say, you're right. And then I'll say, all right. So what do we do now? We try to tell people about it instead of fucking fighting back and forth. Is Himalayan good? It depends on if you like eating radioactive compounds. If you like eating radioactive. If you like eating radiation. I got some beautiful music playing for you. While I'm over here exposing the Matrix, I even play you guys some beautiful music, man. Come on now. TikTok sucks. It's not taking my picture up. This is where your pink salt comes from. This is where it comes from. What the fuck is that? Looks like an old dead ocean to me. Lots of glitching. I apologize, man. I'm trying here, okay? We got technical difficulties here. I'm just a one-man crew. I'm watching my dog going crazy right now. How did the radiation get into it? Good question, man. The Earth fucking did some crazy shit. And if you look at how crude oil is made, it's from old ancient dead sea creatures, right? And it makes a really crude oil. It does. The earth does some nasty shit down there. Stuff that we wouldn't ever have messed with in nature. Okay? You're eating a dead ocean. No big deal, right? We eat mine salt out of a mine. No big deal. Well, guess what? Guess what? It's not just a dead ocean, man. They test all this stuff in the salt. They test all this stuff and they find it in this salt when they tested it. Very toxic, even if it's in small amounts. People still aren't even bothered by this stuff. People still aren't even bothered by this. Kimberly, have a good night. People still aren't even bothered by that. No big deal, right? Natural selection. Non-GMO. They'll tell you that no carrots are GMO. No carrots are GMO. No carrots are GMO. That's weird. How do they make them orange, you wonder? You know how they did it? They use a chemical. They use a chemical to make it orange. Yep, the radiation sensor is not going to show your radioactive compounds. They're minute. It's selective breeding, right? Get good? It's selective breeding. Get good. Yeah, you're not going to see. You're not. What were you using? One of the. I remember what it's called. I can't think of it right now. You're using the starts with a G, not the Geiger. Using the Geiger meter. That's not going to prove that this salt's healthy. Oh shit! It's called carrot. It's got carrot in the name. It's either keratin. I can't remember the exact name of the chemical they use to turn it orange, but it's got carrot in it. Look it up. It's kind of crazy. It's got carrot in the name. It's carotenoids or something like that, but it's a chemical they added to this random root to make it do this. No big deal. Carotene. Thank you. You are amazing, preserving. You are amazing. Carotene. Yes. Yes. See what I'm saying? So now we know, dude, they use chemicals to create these plants. How to cleanse the body from metals. First of all, stop putting metals in the body if you can. I know we're all subjected to metals in some way or shape or form. If you go outside, you're breathing in mercury. That's metal. Then they spray it over town. No big deal. No big deal, right? So start by just not putting extra metals in you, like eating chocolate, stuff like that. That's got lots of heavy metals in it. Lots of toxic foods. Lots of heavy metals and toxic foods. So take those out because then you don't want to add metal to metal. Then fasting lets the body rid metal. Then you can do things like pine needle teas and stuff. You can do like real alkaline detoxes. Cilantro, yes. That's another good one, cilantro. Carotene is the chemical, guys. Carotene. Carotene. If it was if it was 1,000 years ago, because you can recreate a picture. You can recreate a lot like the watermelon. It's just a painting. It's just a painting. Yeah, you're trying to get the metals out from the back. It's tough, man. Go on Dr. Sebi. Look up Dr. Sebi's metal detoxes like burdock root, stuff like that. It's going to help you, man. It's going to help you. Fasting and then not doing any more of those will help you keep the metals out of you. And cilantro, dude, yeah, there's plants will help you rid the metals. Real plants, any real plants, really. Chloroform, any plants, fam, like real plants. Vegetables, black walnuts, yes, yes, black walnuts, yes, exactly. I use Jacobson sea salt, and I use my sea moss for my iodine, and that's in my bio. That's in my bio. And the sea moss that I got is really high quality. The stuff at the top of my bio. And then you can go through my Amazon list. You can find my salt and some of my food products that I recommend on there. Strawberries completely man-made. Yes and no. So were did God create a strawberry? Yes, but it was small and bitter, and it was totally different looking. So they're so far away from what they were that they're a totally different creature. Same with the tomato. This is the same thing as the tomato. I don't have this comparison of the tomato right now, but this is the tomato. This is what it was. This is how it's going. This is where it started. This is how it's going. That's Twilight Zone. You guys ever seen that one? Twilight Zone? The Twilight Zone, man. Where they beamed up they making the fruits the vegetables all bigger and everything. Like, dude, this is literally out of a movie. You tell me there's nothing wrong with that? Then why don't we just do that with everything? Why don't we do that with all the food? Let's just multiply it by 100, dude. We can just have big giant James and the Giant Peach. We can roll that MF down the street. We can roll it down the street. Everyone can eat off the James and the Giant Peach. You get you a big old, no big deal, right? No big deal. The banana also. Most beans, they're man-made, Mick. Most beans are man-made. Most beans, if they're not garbanzo, unfortunately, they're man-made. And they're high sugar. They turn into high blood sugar in the body. A lot of people don't know that. Beans are high carb. They turn into pure sugar in the body. Yeah, fruits used to be larger. Oh, that's funny. I haven't heard that one before. So it's reverse GMOing. So we're actually doing nature a favor. Try to catch up with you. Lentils are alright. Lentils are alright. Do the lentils, guys. Do some lentils. Yep, they crossbreed, they man-make, they do all kinds of stuff. There's not just one term anymore, okay? Yep, they take plants and then they make them. They take plants from across the world and then they take it in a lab and they make them too. Like the pineapple is 5 different plants. There's 2 types of bananas. There's the baby, and there's these types with the big old seeds in the middle. Yep. But they're nothing like these. These are gone. The seeds are gone. More fruits with no seeds. Fruits with no seeds, you guys. Fruits with no seeds. This is where I shut down all of that. I'm going to shut anybody that doesn't understand it. I'm going to shut you down right here. You ready? I hope you're ready. TikTok's so dumb. Calories are not real. Calories are not real. Today's bananas are clones. That's right. It's hard finding grapes with seeds. Soon you're not going to be able to find a fake lemon with seeds. So everyone's tripping on the GMO, right? Everyone thinks that there's no nuance mixed up in the terminology. Daily calories. I don't take in a lot of calories, man. Honestly, that's one thing. I mean, I eat a lot of like walnuts and here and there a lot of hemp hearts and stuff. I take in calories, but the calorie thing is just as fake as the protein thing. It doesn't matter, dude. That shit doesn't matter. I'm not going anywhere. I look the same and I don't even work out and I still have the same body mass. I still have the same physique and I don't work out. I've never been to a gym, but I don't eat all these calories. I don't eat all this protein. Where's the seeded banana? You gotta go to like Vietnamese markets. You gotta go to health food stores and pray. Good luck. They're over in the homeland in Africa and shit. Or South America, whatever it is. They're not here. None of the real ones are here. Why? Because they moved a bunch of fake stuff into this country. You know the Hass avocado they grow in Mexico, you know that was invented in California? Did you know that was invented in California? So anyways, naturally seedless lemons, non-GMO. Naturally seedless lemons, non-GMO. So that just tells you the GMO thing, you guys, is complete bullshit. It's all GMO. It's all GMO'd. That's the point. Nobody understands that yet. It's all GMO, guys. It's all GMO'd. Except for the ones that aren't yet. Unfortunately, we have a few left. Fortunately. How do you fight back? Stop consuming it. Stop consuming GMO. That's what I've been trying to tell people. You want to get out of the matrix? You want to escape? You got to stop. You got to stop doing it. It sucks. Or keep doing it. See where it gets you. See where it gets you. You know what I mean? Either omit. Just like these seedless lemons. How many people are going to vibe on the seedless lemons, man? You know, you'll live through it. You'll live through it. Fasting 16-8. That's what I do too. Definitely helps the body. Giving the body a break from eating is definitely helping it. Always. I'm fasting right now and I'm like, I want to eat. My brain wants to eat. My body thinks it wants to eat, but I don't need to eat. Seedless lemons are non-GMO. Yep, that's right. We got these right here. Non-GMO seedless lemons. That's the perfect example. Before the flood, oh yeah, everything was better. Before disease, yes sir. Yes sir. Humans were bigger and our fruits and vegetables were smaller. Best case scenario, grow your own food and live outside the city, but we can't all do that, right? That's why I made you guys a list, and I made an Amazon list. so you can at least get a few things out in the matrix. Exactly. That's a great question. That's literally your name alone, friend, is my vibe. The answer is nature. The answer is nature. All the answers are in nature. That's right. You obviously know what you're talking about. You obviously know what you're talking about. If you're talking nature, guess what? Nobody can beat you. Nobody can beat you. My energy is infinite. It's infinite for many reasons, man. For one, my energy is no longer going to trying to digest a bunch of food that they've made. So that takes a lot of energy when you're going throughout the day. Like today, I have nothing to, I'm not digesting a bunch of fake food. Okay? So there's that. That's huge. Plus, I've got rid of my extra fat. Mainly what I'm on my body is muscle. I don't have, my ratio is way more muscle. I'm not saying I'm big or anything, but my ratio in my body is way more muscle than fat. How does that work out? Just so happens to make everything way fucking easier. And it just so happens to lighten the body up. It lightens your body up. You're able to have more energy because I'm not dragging around a bunch of lard, and I have muscle to drag around my body instead of the fat. And how do you get the muscle? You got to give up the carbs and sugars. That shit melts your muscles. That shit melts it will melt your muscles. If you overcompensate, you'll never have muscle. The only way the guys can eat a ton of carbs and sugars, you got to work out so much. I appreciate that. My skin has always been horrible. So saying that, I appreciate that because I put a lot of work in to have clear skin now. I've had trash skin all my life. When I was younger, I drank milk all my life, and I had acne as soon as I could get it. And then I developed eczema later on. I put all my pictures up of my eczema. I made that video about what I went through. A safe toothbrush for now. I do the Mizwack. I made a toothbrush. I'm waiting on the patent to come in. I'm waiting for the patent, and then I'm going to start making you guys toothbrushes. I got some people that are already lined up that want it. I mean, I could get endless people that want the real toothbrush. I made one, you guys. I invented it, and it's all natural, no plastic involved. What do I think about honey? Unfortunately, the answer of nature, honey is acidic, and it's bad because it's a fake animal. They made it, and I got all the evidence on that. And if your name is, the answer is nature, you really need to research Dr. Sebi. If you don't follow Dr. Sebi and you want to go nature, you're going to have a hard time. You're going to get confused. If you follow Dr. Sebi, then it'll take a lot of the guesswork out. I'm telling you, go find out. I only know from experience, guys. I research this stuff. This is what I do. You know what I mean? Why can I come on here live and talk about it the whole night for hours and hours and hours? Because this is what I do. I practice what I preach. So check out Dr. Sebi. Deodorant blocks the pores, fills it with a bunch of chemicals, right? You're familiar with Sebi? If you know Sebi, and speaking of Sebi, look who drops in. You guys follow this guy, the homie, Dr. Sebian Academy. Working out ages you faster. In a sense, if you overlift, man, and you're on the roids, and you're overeating to try to feed these muscles, man, then yeah. But I'm going to tell you right now, you know the secret to longevity? It's muscle. It's muscle. Right, Sebi? Right, buddy? Appreciate you. It's muscle. That's the secret to longevity, right? My man over here. Nothing but love, buddy. I appreciate you. We're trying to keep Sebi's legacy going, right? That's right. And Sebi would have said, are you out of your fucking mind, dude? Are you out of your fucking mind? And then you got the old Lacquer in there. We know what the Lacquer bug is, right? They had to slide him in there. Sebi would have said, protein? Yeah, bro. I eat no protein. And I can show you pictures of me if you want. I flexed on some people earlier and showed them how I didn't need protein. You want to drop in here, bro? Most definitely.
Definitely. What's cracking, buddy?
Wanted to say hi.
Yeah, bud.
How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I just got up alive. We were talking about starch today, and like why it's so bad for us. You know what I mean? And and how starch shows up in a lot of these seedless lemons and all that good stuff. So I just wanted to come in and show love to you, brother.
I appreciate you, man. Definitely. And just going off what you're saying, I want to pull something up. We're talking about starch, guys. How did they make this apple? How did they make these fucking apples, right, bro? They
Mm-hmm.
make they made them with starch. Sebi proved it that they use starch to create these. So
Well,
now.
I will say this. Based on my research and I went and looked at the science, and it's not that they use starch to make this.
Mhm.
Um, Starch is actually a undesirable trait to farmers, and the reason why it's an undesirable trait because it can prevent the plant from it can kill the plant if it overaccumulates. The process is called starch accumulation. You can look it up, and it's verified by science. But it's the process. It's called starch accumulation or starch overaccumulation. And essentially, starch is not a binder in nature, but it is a byproduct of nature. So, and when it's a byproduct of nature, it means that um, there's no genes specifically that regulate the starch accumulation, because plants are carbon sinks, right? They take in a lot of that, a lot of the CO2 that's in the air. But the problem is that these fake ass plants, they don't have enough minerals in the soil, and to be able to convert those starch molecules into sugars, right? So that's what the plant does. It's photosynthesis. So the lack of minerals in a plant will stop the photosynthesis and will accumulate the starch. And so you will find starch accumulation in
That makes
any
sense.
any plant that is a hybrid or selectively bred, so on and so forth, because they don't have the capacity to be able to. Because think about it, it's energy efficiency, right? You put
Hmm.
you put you put gas in your car. You essentially want to be able to drive from this. You want to be able to drive from here to Kingdom Come, right? It takes 5 miles to drive to Kingdom Come. But
Yeah.
think about, you put a full tank of gas that has the intention of being able to drive you 5 miles, but it only takes you 1 mile, right? That means the car
Hmm.
is inefficient and there's a lot
Hmm.
of
Yeah.
waste. So a lot
It's
of
depleted.
exactly. So
Yeah.
what do you think
So
all the
so then
starch
what
is?
do you, then what do you say about when Dr. Sebi said that they created these and they use starch as a binder, and we have to learn also that there's starch made in nature, but they can copy these compounds in laboratories all the time, so they can create a starch. You know what I
Well,
mean? Just like they create citric acid, or they create all these alias chemicals to match, like they create iodine. You know
hmm
that, right? So the
yeah,
iodine that's in all the human diet is all synthetic that they created, but then iodine's found in nature. You see what I'm saying? So that's the
yeah.
nuance behind it.
And but you can create a chemical. Chemical has no problem. It's just that nature regulates the amount of iron that is in something. So when you take inorganic minerals and you consume it, you poison your cells because you don't like first off, it's not chelated, not protected by the amino acid. So you can like poison your cells and kill your cells because you're over consuming an inorganic mineral. Nature has a balance because if the grounds were pumped full of minerals, it would kill the soil and kill the crops, right? So there's a balance in nature and there's a balance in the food that we eat. When it's in regards to starch, starch is not good. Starch is It doesn't matter if it's made in a laboratory. It doesn't matter if starch is
That's
made,
true. That's
you
true.
know,
Yep,
it's starch is
that's
bad no
true.
matter.
it's bad for the plant. It will stop the metabolic process in the plant. It will stop photosynthesis. It will kill the plant when it over accumulates. Starch
So
is a waste product. It should be utilized for energy, but these plants are not using their energy to convert that starch.
definitely. So I got a really good question for you then. So do you
Yeah,
believe that any of these plants were made with starch like Sebi said they were?
no,
You don't,
no,
well, then why was he, then can you tell me why he would say that? Why
because
did he say? Because he said that they were lab creations, and he used starch to bind these plants,
he has.
like the pineapple, bro. They used 5 plants to make the pineapple, and he said
Yeah,
they
but
used starch to bind it, and starch is a chemical, and it's carbonic acid in the body.
it's not a, but starch in its natural form is not a binder, right? Starch in its natural form, like if you were to take that apple and grind it up and let it sit, the starch would sit on the very bottom. That's how he's able to tell what plants have starch and what doesn't. But that starch is like a powder, right? And it sits on the bottom. It hasn't gone through its chemical reaction, because starch, when you mix starch with water and heat, it starts to coagulate, right? It creates a gel, and that's what they use as thickeners, and that's what they put in a lot of our foods and stuff like that. We know with cornstarch, if like when you put it in your like soya sauce to make when you put cornstarch in it, it thickens up the this when you put the starch in the
Thickener.
soya sauce, it thicks it
Oh
up,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah, so starch in its natural form is not a binder, because it hasn't gone through the chemical reaction yet, right? So um, when Dr. Sebi said they made it with starch, that is him speaking from, that is Dr. Sebi speaking from his spirit, and what he feels that they did. But there's a lot of research that Sebi did not read, and I
I
believe
could
that,
dig that.
yeah, and I believe
I could
you
dig
and
that.
I believe you and I and all of the healers are furthering the research and compounding the science, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people are lazy with Sabian, didn't even give him the time of day, but a lot of the things in science supports what Dr. Sabi says. But when you look up starch and you look at the chemical reactions, when you study chemistry, there's no proof. What I just told you, what the fact that starch is, when it's not gone through its when it's not metabolized and it hasn't been converted into energy, or when it starts to coagulate, that is a logical proof. That just tells you right there that Sebi was wrong in saying that they made those plants with starch. They never, no farmer on this planet, no farmer ever wanted to create that amount of starch. Like, it was not an intentional thing, because the plants, if they were able to do that, there would be a gene that can regulate that process. But there are no genes in plants that regulate the overaccumulation of starch. The fact of the matter is that, what Sebi does say is that you need to eat a biomineral balance, right? And a lot of the foods that we're eating that are produced every time you hybridize a fruit, or you selectively breed a fruit, every time it gets worser and worser and worser as time goes on. And you have to pump. These people are pouring urine on, nothing wrong with that, like using urine as a fertilizer. They're going and getting seaweed to put it as a fertilizer. They're trying to fertilize these plants because these plants are not strong enough to be able to feed themselves, right?
Yeah, it's
It's just
that
like a
and
dog.
the soil. The soil is depleted from all the glyphosate and everything. I don't know if you've watched. I just recently watched this documentary on Netflix. It's I can't remember the name, but it's about the crops, man. And they literally just totally expose how every single thing is literally just soaked in glyphosate, and they depleted the soil so much that they've had to go through all this drastic shit to try to bring the soil levels up, and then they do it synthetically. Now they're using a bunch of fake plants to make the fertilizer for the soil, and then it's like, bro, that's still a bad vibe. If you're using GMO corn to make a fertilizer, then that's still disgusting. What they're doing is they're using all the scraps from the toxic American foods, and then it's like
Hmm.
they're using that as a ploy against it. if you think about
Mm-hmm.
it, because it's like the soil is what it is, and you're making the soil out of fake foods, man. Then you're just feeding the fake foods more fake soil, more
Mm-hmm.
fake fertilizer.
Yeah, more
So
fake
let me. I
fertilizer.
got a really I
Yeah,
got a really important question I want to ask you then,
yeah.
because I'm feeling you on. I can believe that. And in my opinion, how we got here doesn't matter as much to me. Whether they did it in a lab, I know they take the plants in labs. Whether they use this starch as a chemical binder or not, without a doubt in my mind, I've got tons of evidence that they take these plants in laboratories. They've got them in right now. I've got
Mm-hmm.
studies that they show how these colleges get paid a ton of money to take these plants in and make them taste better,
Yeah, that's
playing God with this
yeah,
food.
that's
But
why that
so can you tell me,
yeah.
if they didn't use either an organic or an inorganic type of starch to make these plants, then how did they? Because like I said, were they just grafting like crazy? Because the pineapple was supposedly made from 5 different plants. We know that they made a bunch, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's no question. So how
Yeah,
did they make them? How did
you
they
know,
make them?
like first we have to clear up the misconceptions of hybrids, because a lot of the foods that we eat have been selectively bred, even the ones that are on Dr. Sebi's list.
Yeah.
There's not one food that we are eating that hasn't gone through selective breeding, because a lot of our
Yeah.
food supply is controlled by farmers.
There's
And
levels to it.
yeah, and key
There's
limes,
levels to it.
yeah, key limes are a hybrid. They're an actual hybrid of the citrus line. But again, because of the amount of starch that is in it, because starch is the determinant of whether something is alkaline or it's not, right? So the more starch that's in a food substance, the more the
Acid.
hydrogen ions, the hydronium, that's what creates the acid. And it's
Yes.
acid forming because as soon as you digest it and it goes into your stomach, and those compounds are released, the hydronium will decrease the acid, will increase the acid load that's in your body. So, to answer your question, um, your question was what was the question?
How are they binding these fake plants? So like the pineapple is
There's
made from like five
yeah,
plants.
there's no binding going on, right? It's all these plants have metabolic processes, and they go through they don't need starch to put things together. Plants need starch in order for plants to grow, right? It's part of the process.
Yeah.
Starch is only a binder in it's what they call starch processing. So starch is a binder in laboratories, and not laboratories, in the production of food. So they use starch as a binder for wheat. They use starch as a binder for a lot of processed foods. That's why we're to stay away from processed foods, because it's the starch that they're using as a binder. But it in its natural form, when it's the grain, and when it's a solid, it doesn't bind anything. How would a solid bind something? It's not liquid, because you would think, you would crack open you would crack open an apple and it would be sticking together, because put starch in underwater and heat it up, right? It's sticky. It's very viscous, right? So because of all of the glucose molecules that are in it. So yeah, it doesn't support the theory that these fruits and vegetables are bounded. The fact of the matter is that starch is accumulating in these plants because of the fact of the environment that these plants are growing in. Not to mention the fact that our world is now, just reeking of CO2 in the air. All of this stuff, these plants are absorbing these amounts of CO2s that are essentially killing the crops. You think about what starch or CO2 in water is doing to the coral reefs.
Yep.
There,
Yep. They're almost
there's no
gone.
There's no shellfish left, right? So what
Yep.
do you think happens when, all that starch biodegrades? Why wouldn't the farmers take that starch, that byproduct, because when those factories are making the foods, they remove that starch. They don't put all of that starch in there. Why do you think that they don't put that starch back into the soil? Well, if they put that starch back into the soil, they would kill the plants. They would kill the soil because of the hydrogen ions, right? So
Yeah.
starch is an undesirable product for the consumer, for the plant, for the producers, and so on and so forth. It's
Well,
and
yeah, and
and
starch also. What is, if I could
yeah.
intervene real quick on, because also people, we got to understand. We can get into. I mean, obviously, you've got the very deep details on the specifics, but essentially, what is starch causing in the body? Right. That's one thing that Sebi preached was what's, because you can take something that's even technically alkaline,
Hmm.
and it still turns into acid in the body. Well, what does
Yeah.
starch turn into? What does starch turn into in the body? Turns into pure sugar. It goes right after your blood sugars, and it blasts your blood sugars to the roof. And
Hmm.
then we have no fiber in there, so that was strategically removed. However they did it, whether it was selective breeding, you know what I mean. People get kind of lost, like not you, but a lot of people get lost in that translation. Who cares how we got here? In my opinion, because
Hmm.
this is not nature. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, bottom line is, these were way more balanced. They were never ever. If anything, there was more fiber in the apple. Think of the
Hmm.
crab apple. You know
You
what I
you
mean?
know
Think of the crab
yeah,
apple.
like even this diagram, what it doesn't show is the starch that does not get digested. So um starch is not only increasing the blood sugar levels in our bodies, and we're taking that and storing it as fat because it's just too
Hmm.
much hydrogen in our blood. But the other thing that starch does is that it doesn't get properly digested. So a lot of the starch that makes it into our gut, the microbes feed on that, and they create short term, or sorry, short fatty acids. And these fatty acids and these gases and all these things that happen in the gut, they start irritating the gut, and they change the pH balance of the gut. So a lot of starch's damage happens at the gut level, and it creates different cultures in the gut because it changes the pH balance, and the cultures are eating away at the intestinal mucous membranes, because anytime acid is present, right? Anytime acid is present in the gut, because the gut is between 7 to 8 in pH balance, right? So it's highly alkaline. Anytime that gut changes its pH balance, you're going to see more microorganisms that are unhealthy for the body. You're going to see leaky gut, and as soon as you have leaky gut, then foreign materials are getting into your bloodstream and
That's
causing
me.
autoimmune system.
That's me.
So
That's exactly what happened to me, bro. I don't know if you've seen my picture, my videos or anything on what happened to me. That's 1000% what happened to me, man. And guess what I was consuming? Just, dude, starch up the yin yang, because
yeah.
that's just the toxic foods. You know what I mean? And no, that's exactly what happened to me, dude. I
Yeah.
destroyed my gut. I had the eczema all over my body, my gut, and it was crazy because like now I can feel it in my gut, like the damage I've done. But at
Hmm.
the time, man, I didn't feel it, and that's scary. That's like smoking cigarettes and your lungs just shredding, because scar tissue will just start accumulating in your lungs, and you won't even feel it because there's no pain receptors really inside the lung. And
Exactly. And
that's what's very scary is I was getting my gut devastated, and it wasn't just the gut. Just like you explained, like it starts in the gut, it starts ravaging the gut. Then check it out. You say that insulin just accumulates fat. It's not just that though, because for
hmm
me, I was getting fat, but then that's where your genes come into play, because my
hmm
genes my genes made me lose my hair. You know what I mean? Not my genes, but because I had these genes and I was overeating this sugar, starch, that was my issues. Is I destroyed my nerves. I ended up with neuropathy. I
Yeah.
lost my hair, that's nerves. The nerve endings, you know what I mean? And then I had diabetes. You know what I mean? At 30,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then I lost my eyesight. Well, what's the eyes? The eyes are optical nerves. They're just nerves. And then I had crazy brain fog. I had forgetfulness all the time. I was dizzy. That's the nerves. So
Mm-hmm.
the starch is attacking the nervous system. And like I said, you can't understand it quite as much as me until you know what I mean? I've rabbit holed the living hell out of
Oh
the
yeah.
insulin and the nervous system, and literally every single symptom I had that I was living with
Mm-hmm.
was directly correlated to, you could say, starch or blood. It don't matter, the residual effect in the body, just like Sebi said, acid in the body. You know what I mean? With me, it was the sugar in the body, man, and acid for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee my pH was destructively acid. But
Mm-hmm.
that's how I ended up with 6 diseases, man. And then
Mm-hmm.
now I don't have them. Why? I cut the starch out. Just like
Mm-hmm.
when you got a smoker that's like, hey, you're showing you got cancer cells in your lungs, and the smoker says, what do I do? What do I do, guys? And he's still puffing the cigarette. He said, you know what? There's studies show if you stop puffing that thing, it might help with lung cancer. And then the people stop puffing them, and people stopped getting lung. You know what I'm saying here? And that's
Yeah.
how it is with this food, bud. Even this is a different scale. Like even the fruits and everything, that's a different level later on. But for me, it was pizza a day. It was gummy worms, Slurpees. You know what I mean? Pure sugar, and then I became that, bro. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Yeah, and it prevents, because people don't understand, is that your blood always maintains a 7.3 pH, and the blood is
Nature.
your blood is composed of hydroxide, right? And hydronium, which is water, right? Uh, so there's H2O, and then there's H3O plus and OH minus. And the OH minus is within the blood that carries the blood cells, because it's a negative charge, right? And when the electrolytes get into the blood, that's what when the blood is negatively charged, then the blood cells don't clump together. When the body sees a lot of starch and sugars, it's going through. When there's a high acid load in the body, what you were describing, it changes the blood's pH to positively charge. And what happens when the blood is positively charged? Well, the blood cells start clumping together, and you start getting tired. You start
Yes.
seeing
Yes.
getting
And
diabetes.
that's why grounding it comes into play too, man. That actually plays into grounding, because grounding will help decoagulate the blood. But you're right, man. You're right about that.
Oh yeah. So what you were describing is a sign of metabolic acidosis. So it's a
Yeah.
high acid load. It's called DAO, but it's a high acid load, and because your body just can't. It's just like with the plants. Your body, it can't process the sugars fast enough to be able to convert it
No.
into energy.
Nope.
So it's a high acid load, killing your kidneys,
Yep.
killing every other organ in your body. And it's preventing, at a molecular level, it's preventing the minerals in your gut from getting into the blood. Because, when starches are being decomposed and fermented in the gut and causing gases and all this other stuff, those gases are competing to get into your body, right? So the minerals never make it into your body, and those minerals are what are needed to keep your body at a balance, right? So starch is a byproduct that is unnecessary for plants, and for the only plants that utilize starch very well are the wild plants that grow in nature, that take the starch in, and they convert it into energy. But starch is an energy source, right? It's supposed to be an energy source. Little amounts of starch is not bad for you, but when you are constantly loading your body with processed foods, constantly eating that stuff, the three signs of metabolic acidosis is bone issues. You have problems with your bones, you have problems with diabetes, and you have problems with your heart. Those are the three things that give you a sign that you're experiencing metabolic acidosis. And it's just because it's just too
Yep. Well,
much
that's
starch in
exactly
the
how
body.
that, you and I, you're very technical and you get specific. I kind of dabble with a lot of different stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's where we can agree 1000%. I explain to people, we've got this constant battle we're doing with our bodies. And what
yeah.
we do is we do the inflammation, we do the fake foods that inflames the body. If they're fake, the body don't recognize it. It causes an inflammatory reaction, whether you get fat, lose your hair, get eczema, da 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 da. These are just symptoms, man. They're just
Hmm.
all these the crazy diseases and all these things they document. They're just a bunch of fucking crazy symptoms to a bunch of fake stuff.
Yeah.
So I say if we dump the fake stuff in and we don't fast, we fast, we barely catch up to trying to heal. Now we're ready to start healing the damage, but then we eat another meal. And then we're right back
Hmm.
to trying to catch up. I never got caught up, just like you said. That's how I got where I was, bud, because I was so hardcore on this food. Even if I was active, I was never active enough with working a 9 to 5 and shit to be able to catch up to this insane, insane amounts of carbohydrates, dude. Like eating a whole pizza. Yeah, I mean, how many grams of refined carbs is that? That's insanity. My blood sugars
Hmm.
had to be up 400, and then I'm sitting at my job. You know what I mean? I'm just sitting there because I'm stuck behind a desk, and then all of a sudden I'm just creating this monster. And
Hmm.
that's why I could say I went to the future to a lot of people because, even though I got that at 30, I was totally healthy. That's the
Hmm.
point. There was nothing, dude. I've never had any health problems. So it's not like my genes just kicked in. They try to make you think, oh, well, your genes just caught up to you. No, dude. I created that 110%. But I just
Yeah.
went a lot faster than most people. People say moderation. Well, moderation's cool and all if you know what you're doing. But if you're being snuck a bunch of fake foods and you're moderating them, that's actually very dangerous. Why?
Hmm.
Because you're going like this. You're going, all right, I'm inflammation, moderation. Here I am. And the body's like, all right, I can catch you. And the body wants to do more, but then it's like, I'm gonna moderate a little bit more. So you're just keeping it in a smaller way. I was going like this, boom, and my body's like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Throughout the day, trying to catch up to that huge devastation. And then I go
Hmm.
boom, and then I ate dinner. And then it was like my body was just chasing my health all my life, dude.
Oh yeah. And you think about bodybuilders, right? Like, when you lift weights and you do a lot of exercise, it puts your body into metabolic acidosis because, when you're burning stuff, all of that, like when you're burning those proteins and whatnot, you're increasing the load in your body, right? So we are being taught to eat 6 meals a day, 3 meals a day, or whatever the situation may be. And then they want us exercising all the time. And the reason why they want us exercising all the time, because, the foods and the substances that we're putting in our bodies, right?
Yes.
All of those
Yes. We have to
foods and
mitigate it.
those substances in the bodies are acidic, and
Yes.
acid doesn't grow muscles. Only in alkaline
Yes.
environments. When you keep your body alkaline, you don't have to always exercise, right? You
Yep.
can keep
Yes.
your
Yes,
your
dude.
your your muscles. So we're like working so hard. We're working so hard to process it because you look at these bodybuilders, look at their faces. Look at a lot of these people that are working out. Like they're always eating and they look old. You know what I mean? They look like I don't know where you went. Did he leave? But anyway, like I was just gonna say,
No,
like,
no, no. I'm pulling
okay,
up a picture. See,
yeah,
I'm trying to go off of what you said. This is
yeah,
me when I'm off acid, bro. I'm going to show you one more. I didn't want to lose you, but hold on. This is my own testimony, what you're
yeah,
preaching.
yeah. You can hold on to your muscle mass when you're eating alkaline foods because nothing's breaking down. Because I live in Canada, I'm Canadian. We have the same accents. I get I get more spiritual too.
So this is how I'm backing exactly every word you're saying. I live this. I've never been to a gym and I'm not trying to show off, you know what I mean? I really don't. I want to just be an example to people. This is protein, fake acid, fake sugar, fake carbs, all that trash, man. And this is when I'm just fasting and I've never been to a gym.
Mm-hmm.
Never. Dude, I'm telling you, this winter, bro, I've worked out 3 times over the last 8 weeks, and barely at that, but I still have my muscle, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
living proof of what you're saying. There's no question. I never could achieve this without drugs or giving up a lot of toxic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Because
we learn fasting, when you work out fasting, it's like a
mm-hmm.
super duper workout. If you work out in like a 2 day fast, your mTOR is going to go through the roof. Your testosterone going to go through the roof. Then if you stay in a fasted state, which they say spike your insulin after a workout. Well, not always, because if I stay in a fasted state, guess how fast my recovery is?
That's right.
Now I recovered faster. Now I'm stronger. Why did nature design us that way? So we get bigger, faster, and stronger so we can go out and get our food however we get it. I don't think we needed to go chase meat around like we think we do. But even if
Mm-hmm.
you're foraging mushrooms and shit, it takes a lot of energy. I was just doing it. I was lifting logs up and shit. I was getting a crazy workout just from foraging mushrooms.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Totally.
and all that, I'm telling people, you want to get defined fast. Look at that. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
just said that. So, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
hold on a second. I can't pin this. This one says, can you define fasting? And I'm saying if you want to get defined, then fast. Fasting is just not eating, fam. It's not that simple, but that's essentially what it is. You're just taking time off. We don't need to be eating like this. I prove it because I'm a leaner body, right? I'm not this big guy, but I can
Mm-hmm.
still fast as a lean guy. And like I was saying, when you came in, the longevity to this human avatar body is muscle. That's how you
Mm-hmm.
live longer. If you've got
Mm-hmm.
muscle on your body, it's in, look at nature.
Totally, man. Totally. Totally. I totally agree with you on all of those points. And congratulations as well.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. And like, even the hydrogen, right? Like when you're eating too much acidic foods, that's why our body likes to break down the muscles, right? It's like our body's like, I need this for energy. I need this for energy. Well, why do you need it for energy? Well, your body needs energy to be able to make proteins. Your body needs energy to make vitamins. Your body needs energy to do things. And what normally starts that energy process is minerals. Minerals are, they have their ions. A lot of the ions that you bring into your body, as soon as they connect with the negative ions, or sorry, the positive ions, they create energy. They're meant to break down those carbs. They're meant to do that. But if the minerals are non-existent, your body's like, okay, hell no. I'm going to be pulling away your resources. I'm going to take whatever I can. And that's why you lose your muscle mass. That's why these guys are always in the gym, spending half of the day in the gym. Our
Yes.
ancestors didn't
Yes.
do that. You know
Yes,
what I
man.
mean? Our ancestors didn't
Yes.
do that. Um, and then, it's just like people they get lost in the sauce. We were just talking about structured water, and I was able to debunk it because it doesn't make sense. And
Nope.
the reason why structured water and H3O2 doesn't make sense is because um, water ionizes itself for different parts of the body. So your mouth is at a lower pH, your esophagus is at a lower pH because the hydrogen is there to break down foods and it's there to carry things down. Just imagine if your neck was alkaline, your esophagus was alkaline, you'd be choking, right? Because the food wouldn't be going down. We are our the water is so cool that it changes its pH balance to do different processes in the body, similar to like a hydrogen engine. And when our bodies are not mineralized and not
Yep.
electrolyzed,
Yes.
and so on
Yes.
and so forth, what do you
That's
think
why I
that
get.
water is going to turn into? It's going to
Mhm.
turn into hydronium, and it's going to break down your muscles and it's going to break down all of that other stuff. But
Yep.
H3O2 doesn't exist because like water has to be able to be neutral and it has to be able to change form in order for it to do what it needs to do. So, and water plays a role in muscle accumulation.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So yeah, I mean, there's always these gimmicks that pop up. Oh, all of a sudden people are talking about this H3O2. Well, I believe in it to an extent because I believe that the water we're getting from these real fruits and vegetables is one of the best types of water. But I don't think it can replace the mineral water like my spring water.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
they
Because
all
you can
have.
get minerals from these foods, but not like you do with from a live spring water.
Yeah, you're right. Um, because it's levels, right? We need electrolytes from we need electrolytes from the fruits to get into our cells. And then we need the HO2 to be able to get into our cells, right? So
Yes,
there's
both,
levels of
both.
there's levels of charge, right?
Hmm.
So fruits bring water into the cells, and then herbs take water out of the cells, and that's how we clean the herbs. So when you have a balanced
Clean the
diet,
cells. Clean the
it's
cells,
not
right?
because of the water. Water is water, and water is neutral. It doesn't need to be stronger. It doesn't need to be weaker. It's neutral because that's the role it plays in our body. It has to be, otherwise we wouldn't be alive. But what comes with fruits that we always overlook is the potassium and the sodium
Yeah.
and the
Yeah. You don't
magnesium.
get that from water. That's good mention.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you know.
Because you can get that's why when you take electrolytes or whatever, it has to be added. And that you should be getting that from a plant source. You know
Exactly.
that and see this is all so complicated and you're dialed. I mean, you know every detail. I can trust what you say because I can tell, you know what I mean? You're digging in deeper on that scope than me. But essentially, the idea is what, bud? It's just nature. If we
Eat
just look at
fruits.
nature, the deer out in nature, they're eating grass, they're drinking the spring water. You know what I
My,
mean? So it's like
my,
between that two, they keep it so simple. We make it so overcomplicated.
oh yeah. Brother, I'm so sorry. My phone is gonna die, and it's not holding a charge. So,
You're good. I
thank you so much
appreciate you.
for hosting me. I really appreciate you, and I love your
Definitely.
content. I always watch. So, I'll talk to you later.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Peace out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So this one says, so here, okay. This I can hear you too. This is where it gets a little bit tricky because check this out. I study nature a lot, right? And I think essentially, yes, if we were in a survival state, we can actually go like days without water. We can go up to like what is it, 3 weeks almost without water before we're dead, right? So this is a good mention, though. I want to talk about this because in nature, like the kangaroo, for example. The kangaroo, they're in a very dry place, right? But then they'll come up on a place that has some green grass, right? And they'll be really thirsty, and they'll get a lot of their water from that grass, right? However, they still get dehydrated. If they don't get to a real water, if they don't get to an actual water hole, eventually, again, there's levels to it, but eventually they have to get to a watering hole, or they will uh, die of thirst. But can they sustain on that for a long time? Yes. But essentially, the way nature teaches me is we need them both, and I think we can get away with a lot more than we realize. But I think we still do need water eventually. I don't think that we can literally not drink any H2O, in my opinion. But that's still something that's somewhat up for debate. But in my opinion, I think that we need at least a little bit somehow because water is life. And the water that's found in these fruits and vegetables is a good source. It's a great type of fluid, right? Water, whatever you want to call it, structured, however you want to call it. It's a great source of it. And you can get, like I said, you can get a bunch of water out of it. But it's different than drinking water. There is a difference to it. So you never know until you just go without it all. You know what I mean? Nobody's done that yet. Just gone without everything. So that's tough. That's tough. Right now we're kind of just joking. You know what I mean? We're guessing. All I know is for now I'm gonna drink my spring water. You know what I mean? It's 3 days without water. I think we can go longer than 3 days. I think that it depends. And also we don't know. you can't go 3 weeks. Well, I know it's a long time, you guys. I don't remember exactly what it is. I'll go rabbit hole it. You know what I mean? I didn't say that I knew exactly what it was, but it's a lot longer than we think it is. It's a lot longer than we think it is, and because the body has a ton of water in it. And again, are you on a bunch of toxic foods? If you're on a bunch of toxic foods, yeah, I'd give you a day before you need some kind of water. So again, are we talking about a human body that's cleansed? Are we talking about a human body that doesn't have any ailment in it? Or are we talking about a random study that they did that they told us? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of factors. We don't know these facts. We can talk and talk and get distracted. Honestly, it just doesn't matter. I'm off on the water thing for now. I'm ready to move on. In a coma, how's water consumed? They hook up an IV in a coma. They hook up an IV and give you water, fake water. 3 weeks. We can go way longer with 3 weeks without food. Toothbrush, go with the Mizwack. Best option for babies. That is such a tough question. What do you mean as far as for them to drink, Lotus? Or what do you mean for the babies? Any time spring water is going to be unbeatable. If you can get it from a real spring, I teach people go to findaspring.com, go get your own water if you can. If you cannot do that, then the next best thing, get it to buy it in glass. If you're going to feed your baby water, buy it in glass. And get spring water in that baby. Don't be giving them no tap. Don't do anything crazy like that. Okay. Tiffany, you want to come in here?
In here.
Hello. I just wanted to let you know I have researched it before. So I can tell you that the longest someone has lived without water is 18 days.
Okay, so about 3 weeks almost.
Uh-huh. It's in the Guinness
But
Book of
but
World
but what?
Records, actually.
So but again, what was that person? You know what I'm saying? Was that person were they poisoned by a bunch of fake foods like I was? You know what I mean? So
Right.
but that's interesting, and I thank you for letting me know that.
Yeah, that's all I
But
came on here
but
to
there's
do.
for sure, I appreciate it.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's factors always involved when we're so far away from nature, and it's like if we were grounding, was that person grounding? You know what I mean? Was that person going in and out of a lake where we can naturally get some? You don't really drink up the water through your skin, but you absorb all the minerals through your skin. Was that person supplementing with the sun? And you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So there's so many factors. We can't just say, oh, some guy lived to 18 days and then he died after no water, right? That's what I specialize in. And let's think of the details in it because but that's a good scope for us to look at. Like, hey, this could have been a random dude that was on the traditional American diet and he still went 18 days without water before he dropped dead. You know what I mean?
Right.
So and that's why they do studies because they don't got enough people who's just went without water till they died, so they can't really do like a good study on it. You know what I mean? But
Exactly.
then
Yeah.
that's why they do the studies, so then they can average out everything and kind of be like, all right, well, this person's diet was this. It just gets so confusing, and it's
I
like even that detail
understand.
doesn't really matter because it's like the point is we just think we're gonna die so fast all the time, and it's
Yeah.
like we're so advanced.
From, from a personal experience, I do know that, I actually grew up not really drinking water that much, because my parents didn't think it was something, like, they didn't push me to drink it. And I never
Hmm.
really liked to drink water. Um,
Hmm.
but it turns out, that damages your kidneys over time. So even if I was drinking, water here and there, it does damage your kidneys to a certain
What?
extent if you're not
Drinking,
drinking
drinking,
water,
drinking real water or drinking
just
tap
water
water like we were
in
tricked.
general.
Well,
No, no,
there's
I don't drink tap water, but so bottled water.
well,
Um,
there's different levels to it though. How do you know that drinking real spring water damages your kidneys? Because then we can look at nature and we see that nature's kidneys are not damaged. What are they doing? They're drinking real spring water. So that's
no,
again,
what I'm
that's
saying,
new. That's trickery.
right, what I'm saying is I didn't drink much water at all growing up.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, and then I started once I turned 18, I was like, oh, you know, I kind of woke up a little bit, and I started drinking just regular spring water like you do. But just started drinking more water in general, and I actually healed my kidneys quite a bit because I do blood tests, you know, they'll tell you what your kidney function is and stuff like that. And it actually brought it way up where it needs to be, when it didn't used to be that way. So it's definitely important. Even if you're
So
eating.
you were dehydrated, and then you were
Mhm.
probably consuming the traditional American diet, right? We all were.
Yep. Yep.
You were not. You were probably not eating alkaline foods that were really off the earth. Nobody was. You know what I
Not
mean?
really. I mean, in the American diet, you do eat, you consume some alkaline foods, but mixed in with everything else, it kind of
Yeah.
takes away from that. So,
Yeah, it's pennies on the dollar with when you're on the traditional American. It's so
mhm.
it's like pink salt. You're getting 2% mineral, but the 98% is toxic.
Yep.
That's exactly. So again, you know, it's hard to just say one thing. I mean, you could say that you test your levels and you didn't change your diet, right? Stayed on the same diet, and then you brought your levels up. Well, you were probably dehydrated. You know what I
Yep.
mean? In the
I'm just
toxic
saying it's
American
important.
diet.
It's super important to drink water though, and like good water, like
Yeah.
you were saying, it's super important.
Hmm.
Um, because
I agree.
otherwise you don't flush those toxins out of your body.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you for mentioning that for sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you're giving your example, you know what I mean? That's awesome. And you
Yeah.
did it, you did the science, you tested yourself and all that.
Right.
That's
Anyway,
awesome.
I'm gonna get off of here. Thank you for
Hmm.
letting me on.
Definitely. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's right, Christian. I'll tell you that 1000%, buddy.
That fasting saves you money. Dude, you talk about if you like money and you like to not be at Walmart spending thousands of dollars on groceries every month, dude. Dude, I spend like $100 every like week and a half, 2 weeks because I'm mostly fasting. I'm mostly fasting and I'm not deteriorating. They tell you you're gonna die, you're gonna deteriorate. It's not happening. I only get stronger when I fast. So people say, "Oh, it's so expensive to eat like a real clean diet or whatever." It's just the opposite. It's so much cheaper to clean up your diet. At first, it can be very expensive. If you just literally changing out toxic foods for expensive foods, and you're just overeating expensive healthy foods, and yeah, that's going to definitely devastate your bank account. Well water. The well water, man, is pretty close. It's the same process as where I get my water. It's sediment. You know what I mean? It's filtering this water through the earth. It's accumulating all the necessary um, trace minerals, right? Trace minerals. That's what our earth provides us. Trace minerals. So essentially, yes. But then it drops into the well, which the well is just naturally harboring the water down there. And like I say with the well, just make sure you test it. Make sure that it is there's no heavy metals or anything in there too, because when you're dealing with wells, there's metals, there's pipes. You know what I mean? So test your water. But essentially, well water, as long as it's not sitting in those heavy metal pipes, is great. But even with the pressure system and everything, the water is spending some time in those metal pipes. So going from straight from the spring to the glass of my cup, you can't beat that. You know what I mean? This tea I made with that spring water, and so it's hard. It's really hard. You can beat me if you just live in a much better place than me. But I mean, where I'm at, it's very very natural, you could say. I mean, it's not our soil isn't as toxic as other places. It's work to eat healthy, not expensive. That's right. That's right. It's work. At first, it's work, and then it becomes a lot less. Where can you get good water? Best place you can get good water is findaspring.com, man. Find a spring near you, and try to get it from there. You can get it for free. If not, then get spring water in glass. If you can't do that, then get it in plastic until you can start getting it a better way. Otherwise, you can't beat spring water. That's the whole point. Can't beat nature. Can't beat spring water. You did a 7-day water fast last year. Best you felt in a long time. That's awesome. See, you're conscious of it. You're chiming in, paying attention. Can't hear me? Sorry, man. I'm getting a microphone. How long do I fast? I don't have a set thing on my fasting. I'll do it as good as I can. Sometimes, like right now, I'm still fasting. And yesterday I fasted most of the day, and then I had some food at the end of the day, some mushrooms and some berries. And I kept it pretty light yesterday, and then I went back on a fast. And today I've been fasting all day, and I'm freaking wanting to eat. That's for sure. My sound's good, thank you. Buddha's World, how you doing, fam? I think I saw that you messaged me something. I've been wanting to reply to you. Stubborn belly fat, fasting. I used to look at me. You want my recommendation? It's right here, fam. Fasting, real foods. That's all I do. I don't go to gyms. Why did I burn this fat off? Because I fasted it off. The camel. Do you guys know the hump on the camel's back? I'm on the West Coast, yeah. I'm in Oregon. You guys know what the hump on the camel's back is? What about the shower water? Great question. That's why I don't shower anymore. People don't like that. People don't like that I haven't showered in almost 3 months. Now, when I say about the deodorant, everyone vibed with it, right? People aren't ready to find out that I don't be showering. People aren't ready for that. Why? Well, for one, I do cleanse my body. I will go into a natural source when I can, like my lake. I got a lake right by my house. But otherwise, I sweat out the toxins out of my body and through my sauna. So my sauna is my shower. And then I do rinse my body off in the shower with spring water. Or in the sauna. Because I'm already sweating. So I just rinse out my body. And I change out my clothes when I get out. And I'm clean as a whistle. My pores are clean. I've never been as clean in my life. And instead of sucking up the chemicals in the shower, because you do suck these chemicals up. We are sponges. There is no question this chlorine and fluoride coming through these shower heads is sucking into your skin. I have so much evidence on that it's sickening. That we are soaking up. You can stick your hand in tap water in a jar and suck up chlorine within 10 seconds. And you can test the jar again. The chlorine will be gone. Why? It's sucked up into your sponge. We're designed to be sponges. Every time we touch nature, every time we touch dirt, every time we touch a tree, every time we touch a rock, we touch water, we're sucking all these nature compounds up into our body, just like a sponge. When we walk on the beach, you're sucking all that stuff up. You're sucking all that good stuff up. So can we suck up the bad stuff too? Oh yes. Oh yes. You started your I'm so sorry I can't remember your name. I know you told me and I asked you. But you started fasting. Good job. I'm fasting right now. It's killing me. I want to eat so bad. This is like the hardest battle I've ever faced, was trying to fast. Because I've given up everything else. I wish I would have gave up food, but how do you give up food? You know what I mean? So I have to, I just keep it to a small amount, and I'm just testing myself to see if, I can tell with my energies, I'm just literally going off of how I feel. Because everything else is lies, man. So I don't really believe or trust anybody's advice. It wasn't until I started practicing my own stuff is when I started getting out of the matrix. Your stomach's getting smaller, your energy is improved. You've been practicing some fasting. So take your time with it. What should your last meal, that's a good question. What time should your last meal of the day be? Try to do it not late. Not early in the day, but the earlier in the middle of the day or whatever, the better, because you're going to allow your body to digest, and then you get to go rest on a digest body. Do you know what that means? That means that all this damage we're exposed to, all this damage that we go through, it's gives your body a chance to reverse some of that. Because if we fill up on toxic foods, this is what this asshole was doing. I was eating 3 bowls of cereal before bed at like 1 a.m. and I was devastating my body before bed. And instead of healing overnight, my body had to mitigate all that trash food all night. 3 bowls of cereal, that sugar is insane. The milk turns into sugar. The cereal turns into sugar. Like the actual, even regular dry Wheaties with no sugar turns into pure sugar. Even more than sugar. That's a bioweapon. Telling us to eat the Wheaties, that was a bioweapon. And then you add sugar, because I didn't eat just the Wheaties. I ate the freaking sugary cereal, the Puffs, all that. You know what I mean? The Kellogg's, all that. Fruit Loops, Marshmallow Mateys, dude, come on now. That was the best, dude, that stuff. And until I gave that toxic shit up, it was not going to happen. But now doing the opposite, fasting overnight, letting my body heal the damage that I've done to it. You guys see my before and after video that I recently posted? I devastated my body. I destroyed it. And I had no chance until I started fasting. Fast through an extreme workout. So that's a good question. See, I don't really do extreme workouts. When I do extreme workouts, I go to the skate park and I go ride my bike and my skateboard, and that's like my hardcore cardio that strengthens my heart. But I don't, when I do workouts, I don't really do them that crazy. I just do mild workouts. But I do it fasted. Now that's something that takes achievement to do it in a fasted state. Like I'll go skate for hours and be fasted. I'll have minerals, spring water, and I'll like take sea moss. I'll make sure my minerals are up, because if your minerals deplete and you're drinking fake water and you're flushing out all your minerals while you're fasting, you have nothing to sustain you. So you definitely got to make sure you're getting your minerals and iodine. And between spring water and sea moss, you'll be able to achieve that more. And that's why they tell you, like if you're on keto or something, they tell you to take electrolyte powder when you're fasting. I don't vibe with it, because they're all trash. They're all got a bunch of synthetic vitamins and stuff in there. So what's the real electrolytes? It's our real spring water and you know, like something like sea moss, where we're getting our iodine and everything, because we can't just get that from water. So we needed the both. Somehow we're designed to consume the ocean and consume water. You want to make yogurt? Oh, what do you mean how? Because if it's any dairy, fam, dairy's devastating. You want to see what happened to me when I ate dairy? Frosted Flakes, those are fire, huh? You want to see what happened to me? So first of all, I overused dairy so much. I used to drink milk instead of water. Put it that way. When I was a kid, I drank a gallon a day, and I had the worst acne. I had the worst skin problems. This pus was just destroying me from a young age. And so when I got older, things like this started happening. These boils, this was just a little bitty cut, but my body was trying to push out so much mucus that it went to the quickest, easiest source to get out of my body. It wanted out. It's disgusting. But this is what happened to me when I overate the dairy, okay? Walmart spring water, as long as it's spring. See, and then I had these giant boils. Well, guess what? This was just a couple that I had pictures of. Guess what? I had hundreds of these. I have scars on my body from them. Guess what? When I stopped the dairy, all this mucus stopped coming out of me. I was doing high quality dairy. I was doing high quality dairy. I was doing the best eggs you can find, free range from real free range chickens, right? Well, these chickens are still man-made. So they cause acid when we consume their products. And I was always full of mucus, and I remember eating so many dairies, so much dairy, so many eggs that I literally was plugged up with mucus all summer long from it until I gave up those mucus forming foods. And it's real. I know you've heard it before. And the cows are hybrids, fam. Good job, King. You come in at the perfect time. These animals are fake, so why would their product cause some weird reactions in our body? Why would these fake animals cause bad reactions in our bodies? I'm telling you guys, I lived this proof. So these are the things that we were told were bullcrap or not bullcrap. Like the pH scale, we're told not to pay attention to the pH scale, but then we were told to eat off of this, right? And the most we need to consume is bread. Do you guys know bread yet? You guys know anything about bread yet? Wait a minute, I raise cows. Yeah. They made cows 10,000 years ago, and they've been altering their genetics ever since. They altered their genes to withstand the toxic foods they feed them. They've been altering these genes. Even if you've got a cow that you got fresh off the ranch, that thing is a mutant hybrid animal. Just like these chickens, look at them. This is what they've done, you guys. Do we see that yet? These cows are so far away from nature. We never knew that. We never paid attention, but it's the truth. It's unfortunate. And there's levels to it, guys. There's levels to it. So if you're consuming a cow that's literally you are letting grass range on your house at your property, it's going to be better. It's going to be better. But still, in essence, that animal's meat causes acid in the body because it's a hybrid animal. It was created. You can't find a black and white cow in nature. You can't find these other cows, these Angus, whatever. You can't find those in nature. Why? Because they created them. I've got all the information on it. I can tell you when, where, how, why. I can tell you the animals they used to create it. They play God with these things. I do have a list, buddy. I do have a list, actually. And it's not very easy for a lot of people. But I'm going to tell you right now that it's free and you can take it and do whatever you want with it. What are my thoughts on the organic, grass-fed, da-da-da? Again, those are all false umbrella terms. Grass-finished is about the only thing that tells you anything. That tells you that they at least didn't finish them on grains, but guess what? They can still feed them grains and still feed them grass and then finish them on grass, but they could still have 8 grains. That's right. All meat is uric acid. Preserving. There's one thing that people don't know about, and that's wild meat. So you're right. All this meat that we are exposed to is, in fact, going to cause acid in the body. But it just so happens that real wild animals don't acidify the body the same. So, like, if you take a buffalo milk and test it, it tests alkaline. But if you take a cow's milk and test it, it's acidic. It's acid. Acid. Look at all the acid stuff. Let's look at the scale here. I want to show you guys something here. Why this matters. So, I mean, just take a look, man. People always fight with the acid alkaline thing, right? So, let's take a look at what. Yep, you can, Yep, you never thought of that. Honestly, fam, a lot of people, that blows their mind because not a lot of people have ever thought of that. And it's crazy that's how programmed we can get, right? That's how programmed we can get to where we haven't even put the thought in to, like when I show people certain plants, and we don't think about where it started, like the avocados, like how they're these giant, they got these giant mutants, but then they started as this little bitty flesh. Same with the blueberries. The blueberries, they're this small, guys, in nature. Now they're this. Now they're grapes. Now they're seedless grapes. Okay, acid versus alkaline, right? Let's go. Somebody's going to pop up. I'm going to see it any second now. Somebody's going to say, we're supposed to be acidy. Your cows are wild, LOL. Are they true wild? What are they? Are they an ox? Because the wild cow doesn't exist. There's different types of bull and cows in the wild, but they're not these ones, unless you're raising real wild cattle that are that have never been hybridized. So anyway, take a look at these are not, these right here. This is bull crap. The pineapple's acidic, but in other words, the toxic foods cause acid, right? And the more earth foods cause alkalinity. That's the point here. The fake foods that they made, and this doesn't go as deep. I'm going to make my own of this, because over here you'll have a bunch of the fake fruits and vegetables that they made. That'll be over here. It causes acid, without a doubt. Same with fake meat. But then, like, again, your wild animals, whatever, make a kill, they're going to cause a lot less acid in the body than these fake animals will. There's levels to it. It sucks. Best way to wash veggies and fruits. I use spring water, and I have an organic aluminum-free baking soda, and it's slightly abrasive, so it'll clean the fruits and veggies pretty well. But again, if you get them wild, like my mushrooms and stuff, I don't even clean my mushrooms or none of that. I just eat them. You know what I mean? It just depends, though. If you're getting stuff imported, definitely clean them. But then also, if they're organic, you shouldn't have to go too crazy on the cleaning, because if you really think about it, you know, yeah, there'll be some stuff on the outside, but anything on the outside can enter that fruit. They're porous as well in that vegetable. They can suck up anything just like us, kind of. So if there's stuff on the outside, it's already up inside it too, in a sense. So that's another thing just to keep in mind. How to cure arthritis, Carlos? Take the inflammation out of the body, buddy. Take the inflammation out of the body. Arthritis is a residual effect of inflammation. It's just your symptom to inflammation. How do we take the inflammation out? Well, guess what? Your body is badass at fighting inflammation. But if we've got a dagger in the middle of the inflammation, your body can't heal that wound. You ever put a dagger in a wound? It'll never heal, right? Well, that's the same thing with these foods, guys. So if we got foods that's causing inflammation, we got the dagger in, right? Pull the dagger out, let the body heal. So let's start there. Let yourself fast, buddy. Like right now, I have my body talks to me. My body talks to me. And if I eat too much sugars and stuff, dude, my nerves will hurt. They will hurt. And when I'm fasting, my nerves and my circulation, everything goes up. My body feels way better. And it's because it's trying to regenerate the nerve damage. My body's trying to fix the damage I've done, and I don't let it catch up. I never let it catch up once I eat a bunch of sugary fruits even. You know what I mean? Or if I mess with any of this, there's no way my body's going to catch up and start healing. And your body can heal anything. It's the best healer. Think about it. Do we really think that we can just go find something out in nature, and other than mushrooms are on a different level, but really other than that, man, do we really think that we can just go take something like a remedy pill for all the damage we've done? No, we need to reverse the damage. How do we do that? You do the exact opposite of how you created the damage. So what's the exact opposite? Well, that's not eating. Unfortunately, that's why I practice the fasting, and there's different levels to it. There's different levels. Fasting is so good to do. Inflammation. That's right. Carlos, I'm glad you understand that, buddy. Eat with the seasons. You believe meat's fine. Yeah, again, I didn't say don't eat meat. I didn't say go eat meat. I said that the meat that we eat is fake. You know what I mean? I think in nature, check it out. All right. So we're going off of what we believe, right? So you believe that you should eat meat, right? Mushrooms are amazing. First of all, mushrooms are amazing. You want me to move out of the way? So mushrooms are amazing. So again, with this meat, this is how it is, you guys. You want to learn how the body is, how the body works, because nobody knows really what we are. And people argue with the plant meter, eat meter thing all the time, right? Plant meter versus eat meter, right? Well, check this out. I'm going to explain this to you that no one's ever explained it this way, I bet you. Look at your teeth. Look at your teeth. What is your teeth? What's the design of your teeth? Right? What's the design of your teeth? You need me to move to look at this scale? Guys, I hope you know what this is by now. Take a screenshot. Take a deep breath. And then take a screenshot. This is free, okay? You're not paying me, so you don't have to yell. Anyway, the meat and the human being. Okay, so we all know that we're in North America. We never ever existed here before. Okay? North America is 1000% synthetic to the human body, to human beings. At least in this existence. Okay? You guys get it yet? Okay, so we're not from North America. We're down south more, right? South America, Africa, right? Where the lands are plentiful, the sun's out, you've got the ocean all around you, you've got year-round fruits, and you barely even have any winters, right? You barely have any of these dreary winters. So we created this entire nightmare by coming to North America. So now we need to eat these animals, right? Well, check it out. If we're back in our homeland, guess what? You had fruits growing all around you. Do you think that you're going to go chasing animals around, murdering them? It's the winter. We got to survive. Yeah, well, we're not designed, technically. So in this world, sure. If you need to eat the meat, you do it. The natives did it. But again, we made the kill on these wild animals, and we blessed them when we took their lives. Okay, so the teeth. The teeth is what tells you what we are. The teeth are what tell you what you are. So what? Oh my God, you need me to move again? So that's right. Some of your teeth are flat. Okay. Most of the human teeth are flat. For what? Well, back here, they're for grinding vegetation up, right? The primary teeth that we have for grinding stuff, guys. They're like this. Look at a dog. Dog doesn't eat vegetables, right? Because they got these canines. They go like this, try to eat vegetables and eat a bunch of lettuce with these teeth. That's why dogs, when they eat grass, they go like this, because they can't. We were designed to consume more of the vegetables. But do we have canines? Are we omnivores? Yes. Yes, we are. Okay? So how did our Creator design us? Designed us to be able to, in nature, if we got lost and played some stupid shit and got out of the homeland like we did, and we're screwing around and we're dying, then you can make a kill on an animal and eat it in an emergency is the way I look at it. Why would we be going around murdering these animals all day when we've got beautiful, wild, fresh, year-round fruits that we don't have to farm? Farming's totally fake. Farming in general in North America is a big joke. This lands weren't really made for us to live here. They brought the honey in. The bees, they made them and brought the bees in. And they brought in all the food. This food wasn't here. Apples, corn, there was Indian corn, but all this stuff was migrated in here, guys. Most of it. The mushrooms and all that grow here.